Got that boy Akoye coming in the building. He at least supposed to be here, but he ain't here yet. So
the final word.
Yeah, man. Boy, it's gonna be fire today. Got a lot to talk about. We got Law, we got the OC, and Akoye. He coming soon. Stay with us.
The final word. The final word. The final word.
The final word.
The final word.
The final word.
The final word. The final word.
The final word.
The final word.
The final word.
The final word.
That boy Akoye is just entered the building. Man, we got to do that boy like a DJ. Akoye is in the building.
What up, boss?
What's up, King? The OG, the film guru.
You brought me out here.
The final word.
What's up, love? What up, dog? Big game.
Big absent, but we got you.
The final word. The final word.
I got like 20 minutes before I get to where I'm going. So I'm on in. I don't want to just cut out when we on. I'm just letting them early. I'm still driving.
Got you. We got you, bro. We got you.
So cool.
The
got
final
you.
word.
The final word.
The final word.
The final word.
The final word. The final word.
The final word.
The final word.
The final word. Yeah, this the one, y'all. This the show. Woo! These boys crunk to see you, man. They showing y'all a lot of love, Akoye. For real, bro. Already.
Oh, I appreciate it, man.
Yeah, these boys coming. What up, Akoye?
Final word.
Yeah, it's all in there. Yeah, boy. Boys know who you are. You know what I'm saying? Law, Akoye. Marvin called you the 22 specialist. Ooh.
22 long, yeah.
Yeah, man. We got this boy in the
Shout out to that
building.
one, man.
Man, we need you longer than 20 minutes, though, bro. You gonna have to pause what you're doing.
Word.
Nah, I'm messing with you. You gotta do what you gotta do.
No, I just gotta take a quick, maybe 10 minutes in between. But yeah, I'll jump back on my way home. That's no problem.
Perfect.
I won't get off. We just have to fill in for me for probably 10 minutes.
The
or something
final
like that.
word.
That's all.
Man, I got you.
Yeah.
All right, man. We
Yeah,
finna crank
final
this show up
word.
right now. Man, we finna crank this thing all the way up.
No way.
We got
One way or
Akoye in the
another.
building. One way
Yeah.
or another.
Yeah.
All right, there he is now. He there. It's just
Yeah.
dark. All right, so
It's
he
just
driving.
because I'm driving, fellas. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we used to this. Well,
Yeah.
Law, what
Yeah.
you always call that?
Improvise.
Man, we building the plane while it's in the air.
Literally.
Yeah, we building it. Yeah.
At least y'all know. At least they know it ain't scripted.
Oh,
They
it's
know
not
it.
scripted.
Right.
You know, that's-
I love the imperfections. I love it. But boy, listen. But hey, look at Akoye got that cool look. Everybody can't do that, bro. Everybody can't do that.
They can't.
Appreciate it.
Dudes are like it never been done.
Say, look, man, that boy look like he in a movie or something, man.
Yeah.
Stop it, boss.
Let's go, man. Let's get right
Yeah.
into this sauce, man. I ain't gonna even listen.
Let's
I'm
get
coming straight off the top turnbuckle.
Right.
All right?
Right.
Right
Let's
now.
go.
We
I
coming.
know how you coming.
Yeah, you know me. Here we go.
Yeah.
I know how you coming.
8 is going to be snap counts. How many snap counts at linebacker and how many at D end and D line should Micah Parsons be getting until Tank returns?
65 snaps at D end and 0 at linebacker. That's what I would do.
0.
What?
Zero. Just play him as a
Exactly.
defensive end until Tank returns, and then make your decision there. You know, everyone said, "Well, you know, he was playing against a backup." Yeah, he's a rookie in his second start. Like playing out of position. Like give him a little bit of break here.
Yeah.
So he was a backup too. We're forgetting that. You know, at least theoretically. But there's a real possibility that with his lack of coverage skills, he's more suited to be an edge end.
Hold on. Let me get that back up.
It's okay. It's okay.
I don't
No,
agree
you
with
can't
the lack
cover.
of
What's the
coverage skills,
point?
though.
Yeah.
I'm not interested in stopping the runs 5 yards out. I'm interested in getting to the quarterback, getting pressures, beating your man one-on-one.
Now, how about against Hurts? We'll ask Brian Baldinger, the former Eagle, NFL Network, in 15 minutes. You play him more at linebacker to spy Jalen Hurts for Monday night.
You know, I don't know. I don't know what I mean. I would probably just not.
No.
change it. I would just keep him at end. I'm not worried about that.
You're not worried about Jalen Hurts running? That's the only thing I'm
Yeah.
worried about.
But let him run. Let him run. You know, let him run. I'm not worried about the run all that much. I'm from my standpoint. The guy won almost 40% of his individual pass rushes. That is such an elite number. We are not recognizing how elite that is. Like, this is what we saw on Sunday.
Y'all hear my dog?
Was
Love it.
basically
Love it.
If he did that performance for the entire year, he's the best pass
him.
rusher in the NFL.
Feed him.
That's how good that game was. Now, granted, he's not going to do that every week. He's not going to win 40% of his pass rushes every week. But DeMarcus Lawrence was like winning
Feed
like
him.
25%.
His
Feed
pass
him.
rush grade
Feed
second
him.
amongst all defenders in week 2.
Down, boy, down.
Ooh, that's why I say we coming straight off the top turnbuckle. Man, so woo. Let's get it going, man.
In the words of the great Law Nation, him having lack of cover skills is a bull sugar. Just straight up bull sugar. That boy can cover. That boy can run. That boy closed the distance on Fournette. Fournette made an awesome catch one play, but he was right there. It could have been a pick six. All right. So his reaction time is second to none from the linebacker position, and he doesn't even play with bend and leverage right now. He's just straight running around, boys. Straight using his speed and athleticism and swiping hands. Running around, boys. Once he gets a little bit more technical nuance in terms of his bend, in terms of running that hoop, I'm telling you, he can close and be a 14 to 16 a year sack guy if he played defensive end on a full-time basis.
Yep.
Akoye.
Thanks, Shaq Barrett.
See, listen, I'm gonna throw this out to everybody, not just Akoye. And then we go around a circle. So
Let's go.
there's a debate. There's a real debate on should he play more defensive end / outside linebacker in a 3-4, or do you give him more reps at linebacker? I'm gonna start this off. No, go ahead. Okay,
Go ahead.
no, you go.
Yeah,
Go.
Go ahead, get it.
Here's the philosophy, man. This is I don't understand it. Like, can he play linebacker better than all of our linebackers? Hell yeah, that's the truth. That is what it is. But he may be better, and you may be making the argument that he is better at linebacker. And I couldn't argue that if you wanted to argue that, right? But the team is better with him on the outside. Period. There's no argument. He may be better overall in his career at linebacker. But today, we do not need linebackers today. We do need pass rushers. We don't need linebackers. We have plenty of them. So if you got guys who are serviceable, I'm not saying Jalen or LV or Neil is better. That's not the argument. The argument is, can you have a guy that comes in and does what he does in the middle of the field? Yes. Do you have a guy that can do what he does on the outside? No. Not even D-Law when D-Law is there. I think D-Law, and I'm not knocking him, D-Law is more of a, in my opinion, if we decided to go 3-4, he can definitely still be on the field. And that makes us even more deadly. If D-Law is at 3-4 defensive end inside Parsons, imagine Parsons lining up outside D-Law, and D-Law is in his favorite position, which is in the B gap anyway. That's where he likes to be. So if you put D-Law where he likes to be, I think D-Law holds up there more like a Mike. D-Law is more Michael Bennett than he is a Von Miller. See what I'm saying? He's not Von Miller. He's Michael Bennett. Michael Bennett can get you some sacks. That's great. But he's getting them because he's a hustle player who's going to beat the guy up in front of him. That's why they call him Tank. He's not getting them because he's got finesse moves and moves on top of moves. That ain't his thing, man. So to me, it's not an argument. Because when Randy comes back, if you have Parsons and Randy on the outside, we are sickening. And we're not hurting in the middle of the field with Neal, LVE, and Jalen rotating in the middle of the field. With now Curse playing some will too, who is also 6'4", 222. Curse is bigger than Neal. Curse is bigger than Neal.
Yeah.
Neal is barely 220. Curse is bigger than Neal. Curse can play linebacker as well because he's been doing it, playing from the will positions. My fault. Let me fix this camera for y'all.
Thank you.
Yeah, I got a conundrum though. I got a
little bit more.
What's up?
Hold on. Can you fix the camera just a little bit? You going too hard out there. That camera 30s.
Yeah.
30s.
I didn't know it wasn't on my face.
Man, you killing it.
Akoye, I would say, once you lean forward just a little bit.
Right.
hey, but Akoye, this is the thing.
Oh, y'all see
this
your
is
teeth.
the thing.
I got you.
I like everything you said, but I only got one. I got only one problem.
What's that?
And you know what that is?
What's that?
39 snaps.
What? Yes. Preach.
39 snaps.
Yes. Real talk.
I don't want Micah off the bench. No. But at linebacker, he gets 50
That's
to
real.
60 snaps.
It's a good debate. I'm liking it.
At linebacker,
I don't want him on the bench.
He's running free.
I don't want him on the bench.
At linebacker, he's running free, and he doesn't need to rotate because it's a difference. At linebacker, he's not bench pressing 340-pound guys every play. Where you get and he's not asked to get off. We don't pay attention to how those positions have different skill sets. So you got to imagine getting off every play. Linebackers don't have to get off every play because we don't blitz every play. Some plays we're backpedaling. Some plays you're just standing there in zone. Some plays you're blitzing. So you're not the war of attrition is not on your body as much at linebacker as it would be if you're asked to pass rush. That's why you have certain guys who are situational rushers near the end of their career, because that get off, you got to be able to get off every play. And Mike McCarthy likes to rotate guys. So if you really feel sore about that or sour about that, then if you were saying, hey, play him at defensive end and sometimes move him around, I don't mind that. In certain sub packages, move him. If you want to get him out the edge and say, hey, this play we playing zone anyway, as long as you're not giving it away, go ahead, put him in the middle on those plays if you want to and put Basham out there or somebody else out there. I don't mind that if you want to just keep in the name of keeping him on the field. But, at the end of the day, he's a good weapon to have, but you want to have him. So if it says, hey, if you play him 40 snaps and he's getting 8 pressures and 1 sack in 40 snaps, 40 snaps, 8 pressures, 1 sack. He's a lot more impactful there than anywhere else. So if you gave me that for the rest of the year, I would take that over him a middle linebacker any day. Because when Randy and D-Law are back, they're going to eat off that. So I would take, and then everybody else is better because of it, including guys like Jalen and Anthony Brown, who we want to kick off a bridge. And when you're getting pressures, we never had pressures. When you're actually getting pressures, everybody look good. Watch Bosa. I'm going to show the film tonight when I get home. I'm going to finish that breakdown I'm doing. But I had already threw Bosa's film from the Chargers together, and I didn't get time to put it out early. So I'm throwing it into the piece I did on our offensive line. But when you look at Bosa, first off, shout out to Terrence Steele because he had a hell of a game because Bosa was destroying Washington by his damn self. Him and number 95, whoever number 95 is, they was destroying Washington. by themselves.
Right.
So they was quiet all night against us. But what I'll say is, when you got a guy like Bosa being outplayed by a guy who don't even know how to play the position, who ain't played it since high school, what else you need to say?
Thank you.
What else you need to say? Like, why would we be making this argument? What else I need to say?
Yeah.
Now I can see if he plays serviceable and you like, he was okay, but you can tell he don't quite belong out there. Like when you throw Jalen on outside, he's serviceable, but I wouldn't do it for long. You know what I mean?
Ooh.
Okay, I can hear that argument. But if anybody, I don't care what jersey you're wearing or what his name is, what his mama name is, if anybody get out there and play better than the guy that you call a lineal Pro Bowler and you think may even be a Hall of Famer, him and his brother, and he plays better than him in a game when they're up head to head, it don't make much sense to me to make an argument about it after that. Why would we be arguing about it? And it's not, now if the only way I would make that argument is if Jalen be.
We lost audio.
Lost your sound.
Yeah. Everybody in the chat like, man, Akoye getting pulled over. Go run
Lost your
away.
sound.
It's like you playing Grand Theft Auto. We can't hear you, Akoye.
Akoye, you hit a bump and your sound went away.
Great point, though.
Can't hear you, brother. Check your audio.
We gonna give him a second.
My
There
fault, fellas.
it is.
My fault, fellas. You know I'm on my phone. Somebody called me. I'm like, yo, I'm on the show, man. You gotta let me go, man. My bad.
The man with the plan. Shout out
Hey,
to the Beer
my
Gang. Yeah.
Hey, listen though. See, you're not gonna get no objection from me,
Right,
at all.
right.
See, I wish we had some people on here that disagree. We really don't, except maybe a little bit Law. But see, Law raising a good point. A good point. I can't fight Law on this. Law says something that has to be taken into account. When you make him a pass rusher and a permanent pass rusher, you likely go take him off the field because you go rotate him to keep him fresh. So you go get way less snaps out of him. So I'm trying to see, how do we manage him to where we get both?
I think Akoye brought it up. I think that, man, when you have D-Law back, right, then you have a jet package, right? And so if you look, if you have a jet package, so a jet rush package, and speaking to the Michael Bennett point, that's what made really Seattle so great. They had a jet package. They got athletes on slow offensive linemen, and they rushed superior athletes inside on the guards, and they created a lot of havoc and got sacks. Michael Bennett was a guy that did that. And to Okoye's point, because he's a film guy, so that's why you really can't argue with that, because he's a film guy and he understands what he's talking about. If you look at DeMarcus Lawrence's most productive games and sacks, he got most of his sacks on stunts and on beating guards one-on-one. That's when he got a lot of his sacks. That's when he came free and came clean a lot.
He's a load, like they call him Tank for a reason. So he's a load to bring down or a load to block. So if he can beat you inside and he get a full head of steam, Tank will take three people to the ball carrier with him. That's just the way he is. So if you got a guy who already plays that way anyway, Tank, even Bosa said that in the top 100. He was like, yo, he wanted to call Tank because he's like, I can't think of. As a matter of fact, Mike Daniels said it. But Bosa said he wanted to call him. But Mike Daniels said, I can't even tell you what moves this dude uses to get to the ball carrier because he don't have one. He just going at you. You know what I mean? Tank just running into your face every play. And that's cool. He going to break your face every play. But if you put him in the B-gap as a 3-4 defensive end, you might be helping his career because Tank is more.
Get him.
Think about it. You got two guys. You got Von Miller, right? And you got J.J. Watt, right? Which one would you compare Tank to?
JJ what? JJ.
I would compare him more. He's more JJ than he is a Von Miller. So why wouldn't you put him there anyway? I don't understand that. I don't understand why we never even tried that even last year when we had him in 3-4 standing up. I don't know if he's arguing about it or what, but push him inside because that's where he want to go anyway. That's why we keep giving up contain on the outside on run plays. Anyway, because he going crash the B gap to try to stop the run. But when he misses, we look fucked up out there. So excuse my
but to your point, but to your point, everything that you just elaborated on is also what they should do, and I know we haven't seen him yet, is with Chauncey Golston. Go ahead and get him prepared to play inside opposed to outside, if that's the case in the scenario.
But think about that rotation. You got Chauncey Golston, who wasn't here. You got this is something that I also said that people never paid attention to, and nobody said it. I don't know if you guys said it. I haven't watched nobody this week yet. But think about this. D-Law, Randy Gregory, Neville Gallimore, and Tristan Hill were our starting defensive line last year. All of them didn't play last game. None of them played. And we didn't miss a beat. We didn't miss a beat. So, I think, go ahead.
No, one thing I like to say, just backing up to Law's point about how do we keep Micah Parsons on the field, I think that's really important. Micah, extremely well-conditioned athlete. I think you can keep him on the field by dropping him back to a Mike or a Will. You don't have to take him off the field because he's not playing defensive end, right? You got D. Armstrong, you got Dorrance Armstrong, excuse me. You got Gregory when he comes back, right? You got Anaye, you got Basham. You can drop him into coverage to take away the best tight end, right, on that team if we playing a team like that, and use him hybrid just to run east and west and make tackles. So you don't per se have to take him off the field because he's covering no offense any of our linebackers, but he covers ground much better than LVE and much more than a Jalen.
Right. Well, to keep him on the field, you can think about it this way. We had two problems against Tampa Bay, right? Two plays in particular where Gronk got off because D-Law couldn't deal with him. They asked D-Law to step out there and do that. In those situations, if you want to keep him on the field, then have him drop in zone, and really, instead of you being in a 3-4 or him at defensive end, you're really in like a 3-3. You know what I mean? He's there. It looks like 4-3 or your nickel package, but he can do either or. So if you have him with his hand down, you don't know what he's doing. You don't know what he's doing. He could be guarding a tight end off that position. Have him stand up on it. We did that with D-Law a couple times. Have him stand up. We had 3 down linemen and 2 linebackers out there. So really, you're in a 3-3, right? So if you're in a 3-3, you can have him guard. He's really playing Will at that point, or over, like 4-3 over. So he's over. That's cool.
4-3 over.
So he still can guard the tight end and play linebacker from that position if you ask him to. If it's in the name of keeping him on the field, you could do it that way instead of having him hand down blitzing every play. Because he only got 40 snaps. But like I said, it's not about how many snaps he plays. It's about how many snaps is he effective. Sometimes less is more.
You talking about the impact on that.
If he's more effective playing less time, why would you not do that? Why would that not be the thing we do? I don't get why that wouldn't be the possible.
But it's a crazy feeling though, man.
It is crazy. It is.
Y'all just want to see him out there?
No. Let
me switch over to like this, like basketball. We know one year that James Harden won 6 Man of the Year award, right? You know, he was coming off the bench to play instead of him being on the court for a full time. And then when he got the time,
James Harden got no defense.
He had no defense, but he was still able to make something happen in the league. I wouldn't want him to be on the bench and coming off as the 6th man. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
I want my star athletes to play. I'm trying to figure out a way. Even Parsons, he said in his last interview, I want more time, coach. I'm just getting the momentum.
I think I got a solution, Law. I think I got a solution. I think I got a solution. To how you can keep him on the field. All right. We need to play honestly way more 3-4. Just to be all the way honest. I think that's the whole key to this whole thing, bro.
And now
I think we got to, because I said that on the 16th. I said with Tank and Gregory out, 3-4 should be the base, and Micah pass rushing. That puts all of those balls on the field. That puts him on the field, Jalen on the field, LVE on the field, and Randy Gregory on the field on the opposite side. To me, is to where you still having them and you still rotating them, and then you go more 4-3 when you want to kind of roll out Basham, Anah, that type of stuff.
You're a smart dude, boss. I agree with you.
Oh, okay. Oh, man, my boy Akoye gave me the cosign on it. I knew I could stop this fight. I knew it. I came in. I brought world peace to the final word. Hey, I got another thought. I want to kind of, cause like I said, we coming off the top buckle. I mean that. Here we go. Cause we got something else. Cause it's a lot to this debate. That's why I love this panel. This is the perfect panel to kind of sift through the chess pieces. Let's talk about this. Cause Mickey Spagnolia raised an excellent point. Yeah, on the risk. Now, he was talking about him from defensive end. I want y'all to listen to this, and we'll go through it. Here we go.
A lot of people are kind of fixated on, oh, man, now Micah Parsons needs to be your defensive end because you got to get pressure. And I understand that part of it. But Dan Quinn's trying to say, look, this guy can do everything. And I want my defense to be able to adapt to a lot of different things. Is that kind of the approach that it sounds like Dan Quinn wants, is we're going to use him to make him the defense adaptable to the opponent?
Remember when I told you I quit calling him linebacker Micah Parsons? He's football player Micah Parsons.
Yes.
You just put him wherever you need him. Now, look, out of, I don't know, I think there were 60-some snaps, maybe 70. He played 37. So basically,
and see, that was Law's point. You know what I'm saying?
My man said put him at safety and call it a day. But he's an Eagles fan, though. He might be trying to sabotage it.
Yeah, of course. But Law raised that point, like what he just said. So I'm gonna continue real quick.
After the start, they were just putting him in pass rush situations. I'll take my chances when I have DeMarcus Lawrence healthy and Randy Gregory on the field playing, as opposed to him, because what happened.
And see, he's saying something totally opposite of us. He's saying, I'd rather have Randy Gregory and Tank. I'm going to pause it for a quick second. Let's try to fast forward to the future. What would it take for us to get off of this vision of Parsons being a permanent pass rusher with the start that he had? Let me start with that, then I'm going to come back to what he was talking about, because it get interesting.
Well, here's the deal, man. I mean, Micah Parsons rushing the passer is a need for the Cowboys right now. We don't have an elite pass rusher, right? So Micah Parsons needs to rush the quarterback so that we can generate a pass rush without having a blitz. That maintains the defensive soundness and allows you to have adequate coverage and roll and protect the flats. If you rushing linebackers off the edge, left or right, you are giving up the flats, the screen pass, the quick out, the curl routes, and the underneath stuff. And so in order to eliminate that, you're trying to get pressure with 4 or with 3 if you're playing a 3-4 with one of those linebackers blitzing, which is normally the case in a 3-4. So here's the deal. We're expecting that you need, right? The issue is, and I said this on our show, Boss Cowboys, that we didn't generate one-on-one pressure with Gregory, right? We didn't generate one-on-one pressure. We had disruption with D-Law, right? We had disruption. He's very disruptive, but we didn't generate sacks and a bunch of pressures on Tom Brady. Versus this game, we saw the pressures. We saw the sacks. We need more of that. So this is a team concept and playing the player where the need is greatest right now.
Right.
Let me ask y'all this.
That's true. And beyond that, Parsons is athletic enough to shut down. Like, he plays a lot like, and I don't want to, don't kill me for this comparison, but the way Kamara played in college, Kamara shut down that entire side of his field from the 15 yards behind the ball down, behind the line of scrimmage, on his side of the field, because of how much range he had, right? He's Azura Kamara, but he's nowhere near as good as Parsons. Don't get me twisted. But the way they used him in college, if you want to watch that film, watch how they used him in college. That's how I would say you use Micah Parsons. Meaning, he does stop the run from there, he blitzes from there, but he also plays like in a safety type of look. And it's not even safety, it's like he just backs off every once in a while in coverage from that position, though. So that side of the field was a no-go. Now, if you have that, and it makes everybody's job inside him easier, whether it's your linebackers, your defensive tackles, and more so Randy Gregory, or else you have rotating on that side. Let him shut that side of the field down from 15 yards down. You don't, and it gives you the element of surprise, because just because he's out there don't mean he got to be coming. We already saw that when you saw D-Law on a zero blitz covering Gronk, right?
Right, and it wasn't a
remember
good
that?
outcome. Yeah, I remember.
Okay,
yeah.
now put number 11 in that same position and see what happens.
Right.
Yeah.
Say real quick. I just want to because Mark said this in addressing my 3-4 comment. He said Jalen and the LV would be a struggle in the passing game if Parsons playing LB against the Chargers. Eckler wouldn't have had the big game. See, I think some of the narrative is still sticking to LV and Jalen, even though they're both playing better.
Let me explain something about LV and Jalen, right? And this is both of them. They come from a regime, and it hurt their game because if you watch Jalen in the beginning of his career, when he had was it Uberflus? What's the dude's name?
Eberflus.
Was it Uberflus?
Yeah.
Yes. When he had Eberflus, Jalen, they were using Jalen as a downhill. They didn't want him sitting still because of the leg. They wanted him to be moving.
Right.
So they had him running downhill all day. And that's why I used to say he was a pass rusher. When he got with Chris Richard, because both linebackers, every linebacker in that scheme, if you playing 3-4 only, they playing cover 3 only, cover 3 only. Because they were playing cover 3 only, both linebackers in cover 3, anybody who knows that they're responsible for a receiver that's crossing their face on that deep cross or any dig route. They're responsible for that, just like your middle linebacker is responsible for the deep middle in a cover 2, right? So when you got those type of linebackers and you train them that way, they do not bite on play actions. Why? Because they have to get back in the passing lanes, and you can't go frontwards and backwards at the same time. So both of them have been trained to wait. That's how they were playing under Chris Richard. They wait because they have to turn and run with the receivers that's crossing. That's the way we were playing. So when Jalen and those guys are waiting for blockers to get to the second level, it's out of habit. It's out of habit. It's not out of aptitude. You think Jalen and LVE can't run forward? Look at them when they actually do it. They do well, both of them, when they actually are asked to come forward and they're blitzing, they're in a look like the crawl look where Jalen's up at the line. They play fine when they're doing that. It's when they're playing in an obvious coverage position or obvious coverage situation, they line up 7 to 9 yards off the ball, and I guess that's just where they're comfortable. But unlike Parsons, who you watch in the Tampa Bay game, they were throwing behind Parsons all that game. So let's not say he had a world-beating game against Tampa Bay. He likes to come forward before he does anything else. So Tom Brady was taking advantage of that all game.
And Akoye
right behind Parsons. They just didn't mention that.
And let's also say this. We forgot the plays that Jalen was making against the pass versus the Chargers. We forgot the play on Cook.
I watched
where he broke it up.
Now nobody gonna say that because that goes against the narrative that they're trying to preach. Whenever Jalen makes a play, they go against the narrative that they're trying to preach. So they just get quiet on it. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day,
he was stopping the pass.
This is what you got to ask Cowboys. Well, I don't even call them Cowboys fans, but this is what you got to ask the people who you have these issues with, right? Because they're not Cowboys fans. Are you mad at the guy because he's not playing well and you would like him to play better? Or do you just not like him? If you just don't like him, I'm not here I can't change your opinion about him. I don't care about that. I'm not asking you to go out on a date with him. I don't care about that. Do you want him to play better? Because he's on your team. This is what I think of Akoye. So of course you want players on your team to play better, correct?
Correct.
Akoye, this is what I think.
To play better.
Facts.
I want Jalen to play better. I don't want to kill him.
This is what I think, Akoye, as it relates to Jalen Smith. I think it's a little bit of financial envy. I think it's a little bit of being mad about that contract and looking at that number. You see, they're looking at that number.
How are fans mad at a contract? I mean, I get you. You're right, but that means every player we pay, y'all want to throw him off a bridge.
Which is true.
They paid Zeke, they started hating Zeke.
Yep, it's true though.
About to pay Dak, they didn't want Dak.
Right.
Then, now they love Dak. Then they pay they love Jalen, then they pay Jalen, they hate Jalen.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like they love Sean Lee because Sean Lee gonna take a pay cut.
Yep.
He don't gotta get paid that much. You know why? Because he didn't play that much, so they could justify not paying him top salaries. So nobody was mad at Sean Lee's contract. But I ain't hear nobody saying, let's get Crawford out of here when Crawford was making $9 million a year to do nothing.
Hey man, you preaching now.
goodness.
You preaching now. So look, Okoye,
I ain't hear nobody say. I ain't hear nobody say, "Hey, let's get rid of Jason Witten, who's taking up space from the younger guys for years. We got rid of Martellus Bennett and kept Jason Witten. What are we talking about?
Yeah, man.
We got rid of T.O. We got rid of T.O. and kept Jason Witten. Now I like Jason Witten.
Man.
I like Jason Witten, but I think we would have had a Super Bowl by now if we'd have kept T.O. That's just my opinion.
OC, when you make this point, when you make this point, I'm gonna finish with Mickey. Go ahead.
All right, cool. No, this goes to the narrative on how effective the front office has been on waging negotiation war in the public.
Yes,
that's what this goes to. That's what this goes to. So everybody that they don't want to pay, they talk about team friendly. They talk about, well, we got to get other guys, or they talk about not overpaying. They talk about we made a reasonable offer, or they talk about we did our best, or they talk about we're trying. Right? This is the players that deserve to be paid that they don't want to pay, so they wage public, political, media war and campaigns, and they're quiet on the guys that are their favorites and their favorites that somehow they got relationships with outside of football, and they discount the ineffectiveness of their play and the magnitude of their contracts, and they're being overpaid. So that's what happened.
You hit him.
Hold on, Okoye, hold on real quick. Everybody take one quick pause.
Perfect.
Go ahead.
So that's what happens. That's what's going on. That's the narrative that's being painted, and our uneducated fans. That's why you need to watch The Final Word. That's why you need to follow Law Nation, Boss Cowboy Sports, Akoye Media, because you go get the real deal, and so you're not deceived like the rest of the masses. And you taking that blue pill, going back to a false reality that's not even real.
Here's the problem. Here's the problem with our players, though. They don't catch on. If when I go work a job, when I had jobs, I don't work anymore, but when I had a job, I go in there, I try to figure out how everybody moving, how everybody making, how everybody got their longevity, how are you staying here? If you look at the blueprint on how to stay here, you don't go because you in Dallas and you in a major market. You don't go for top. Dallas don't want to pay no top dollar to nobody. So if you go to Dallas, you make your money off of everything else, and you take team friendly deals. That's what you do if you want to stay. If not, go ahead and take a top salary. You would you rather have, like, you want to be a king for a day or a prince forever? Because would you rather have the number saying that you got the contract, but you'll never see all that money? Or would you rather get medium money forever? I take the medium money. I take Tyrone Crawford's career over some of these guys that got top contracts and got ran out the door. T.O. got a top contract. He got ran out the door too, though, didn't he?
Yeah.
So, at the end of the day,
Okoye, let me pause you real quick. Somebody asked us with a super chat, should we run or pass versus Philly? We gonna come back to that. I promise you, because I'm gonna take your super chat. Because we go talk about Philly. That's the main reason Okoye here. He's in enemy territory. There's nobody better to talk to than a dude who ride for Dallas while living in Philly.
I'm sitting next to a stone cold Philadelphia Eagles fan too, so he ground me up every time we talk football, man. So I already know.
All right, here we go. Let me finish this real quick, and then we gonna talk a little bit, because Mickey raised some points on the risk of Parsons at defensive end. We gonna talk about that.
Happens, and they did it early in the game. It's like they see a 246-pound guy on the line of scrimmage as the fourth defensive lineman. Well, if you're the offensive coordinator, what are you doing? You got a bullseye on him. I'm running right at him, right? And see if he can hold up when my 320-pound tackle takes him on. Now, it's one thing when you're pass rushing because you can use your quickness and your strength to pop around, as he did. But early in the game, he wasn't making much progress at that defensive end spot. So I think as spot duty, as a changeup, as a surprise, heck yeah. But if I got Lawrence and Gregory available, I'm going with those guys as my pass rushers. And plus, they can play the run. And if you noticed early in the game, the Cowboys weren't doing a very good job stopping Eckler. They were kind of running right over him. So no. He's more valuable at linebacker because you can put him so many different places and use him in so many different situations. And he'll play more snaps. They couldn't wear him out rushing play after play after play at his size and taking on those offensive linemen. But in spot duty, yeah, it's a great changeup, but I don't think you want, and they don't want a steady diet of that, because once the other team gets to see that, they'll put that bullseye on him and say, hey, let's run right at him. I mean, what do you think the Cowboys did with Joey Bosa to neutralize him? They said, okay, we're running at you. Let me see what you can do, big boy. And eventually they started spotting him as a pass rusher instead of playing down in and down out, because he couldn't hold up against those runs that Tony Pollard was taking advantage of on the outside. So I just think that they've got so many different things to do with Parsons that you don't say, okay, he's a defensive end. Because unless you're playing a 3-4 and he lines up as a defensive end, now that's another story. But if you only got 3 other defensive linemen and him, you could get yourself in trouble.
See, that's why the answer is playing the 3-4, because he said all that under the assumption of him only playing defensive end. And then he said all of that, and then said, but it would work if it was a 3-4.
It would also work, Boss Cowboy, if it was a 4-3 under.
Yes, I'm out of here. I'm done.
If it was a 4-3 under, because now he's the Sam, he's stand up, he can come or go. It also works in that scenario. Yep. So that's the other option
really
in terms of defense.
That's really a 5-2.
Yeah, it looks like a 5-2. It looks like a 5-2, but it's called a 4-3 under based on alignment and back in coverage.
It's a 5-2 with a Leo. Yeah, you just got a Leo that's athletic as hell, like a Shaq, like a not Shaq Barrett, but Shaq Thompson.
Right.
Thompson.
Over in Carolina, he played the same thing. Yep.
And that's why, and that's how you keep him clean. That's how you keep him clean.
And guess who established or used to? Guess who do that defense? Dan Quinn.
Yes.
So we got the coach that's in place, and so for everybody that looks at the 3-4 or this 4-3 under as bad news, no. Now the facilitator that can actually put those things into places. Also, keep in mind when we tried to do the 3-4 before, like last year, dare I say, we didn't have the personnel. We didn't have the personnel.
Preach, Law.
Now we got the ability and we got the person that can put people in the right places. Boy, I tell you.
Let's go. Hey, and listen, I set y'all up. I was hoping it was going to be some people fight. Nobody fought. Because Jerry already told us what's getting ready to happen. I'm going to play this, and then we going to move on real quick. Y'all check the Jerry already spoke on this. Check this out.
Where the game was Micah Parsons. Did you guys think that he was, capable of anything close to that performance? And what did you think of his play to go there for the first time since high school and perform like that?
We thought he was the best defensive player in the draft, and that's why we just didn't cut our throat when we didn't get a corner. But and he is that because he's got that.
Hold on, that was me. Y'all, let me get that back going. Hold on. No, that's
I want so much flexibility in what he can do on defense, and obviously we've seen him do it, line up just in 2 games. We've seen him line up in multiple areas, and you'll see him continue to do that. I would say that pressure is the key. Where is the key? That pressure is the key. Pressure is the key. Wherever you bring him from, the emphasize is the key. Wherever you bring him from, emphasize the word.
Like, and here's the other thing. Jerry is.
Let me pause it. Hold on. Let me pause it. Boy, say y'all know I don't play with this, man. I'm Perry Mason on this stuff, man.
You got a dude who run like a deer, and but he will have to run like a deer to cover all day, right? Because you won't have no pressure. He will still be giving up passes. All of them will, because nobody can cover forever. So if we don't have a pass rush, we got guys that can stop the run. We got plenty of them up front. But we don't got that. We don't have that many pass rushers. We only got Randy Gregory right now, and I think Bradley and I could probably do some things if he gets more playing time. But outside of that, I look at Basham as just like an athlete. Basham doesn't have not one pass rush move, not one. Basham is just a strong guy that got great speed and good length. But that's about it. And not disrespecting Basham. I like Basham. I like all of those guys. But Parsons would have to cover even longer, and so would everybody else if Parsons is at linebacker. If he's at the end, everybody eats. We got a bunch of ball hawks who already getting turnovers left and right due to the fact that this dude was shot out of a cannon all night. I mean, you want everybody to eat or just Parsons to eat? We already had a guy at linebacker who was eating by himself, and we didn't like him. Jalen was eating by himself. He was getting the stats, but it wasn't doing us no good. We wasn't winning. He was getting stats. He had the stats, but we wasn't getting no wins. Those stats didn't mean anything because it wasn't impactful. You got a guy who's now impacting from the outside, and like Jerry just said, he's getting you pressures, and those pressures are going to create opportunities for these young corners that's already all over everything. They all over everything moving. So at the end of the day, if they are getting that type of pressure up front, everybody eats. And we only gave up 17 points to a team that's pretty damn good offensively. Yeah. We gave up 17
let me ask you this, Akoye. What we are hoping and what we wanting is for Parsons to have the Von Miller effect, right?
Yep.
What really accelerated Von Miller when they won the Super Bowl was DeMarcus Ware on the opposite side.
Facts.
So if we can get Randy Gregory,
we got Randy Gregory.
If Randy Gregory can be a DeMarcus Ware, then we will be okay with Parsons all on the field just doing the pass rush situation. So that's what y'all said, right?
No. Law, well, I got something else.
If you watch the Tampa Bay game, they were sliding protection to Randy Gregory and holding him all day in that Tampa Bay game. And they didn't worry about Tank all that much. They was chipping Tank and sliding everything to Randy. You can't do that with Randy and Von Miller. I mean, I called him Von Miller. Randy and Parsons out there. You can't play that game. You can't play that game when you got three guys inside them. When we playing that big nickel, you got a defensive tackle, two defensive tackles that suck up blocks. I was showing that in the run game, right? But if you got three guys in there, Chauncey or Urban at the left end, or D-Law when he come back, or Urban at the nose tackle, don't matter. But if you got them all out there, and all three of those guys inside of Randy Gregory and Parsons can soak up blocks. If all three of them soaking up blocks, and you got half a man they playing against. They only playing half a man. And I think both of them will kill half a man all day.
Y'all check this out.
Half a man meaning they don't have to deal with a full tackle. Neither one of them would have to deal with a full tackle in the 3-4. Neither one.
Check this out. Because we wasn't even finished with Jared. See, y'all thought I was finished.
Go ahead.
I'm not finished.
Go ahead. I'm going to put it on mute because you know I'm going to go off when I hear something.
Oh, yeah. I got you. Here we go.
There, you got us, Jerry?
Yes, I do.
Listen to this.
Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
Yes, I do. Yeah. Well, I emphasize the word pressure. You'll see him play different positions, but most of the time we want to use him to get some pressure on that passer.
He also said, which I don't have a clip, that Parsons can bring pressure from the middle, which is this person's point. Parsons is better attacking from the inside linebacker position. So honestly, go ahead, Akoye. Go ahead.
So let me jump in real quick just before Akoye go again. Look, man, here's one thing that none of us have really said and that people really discount that I think that we should really pay attention to. Micah Parsons makes his best plays going forward. However he's going forward and attacking, he makes his best plays going forward. Now, is he athletic enough to move east to west and cover people? He absolutely is. He's a genetic freak. He's quick, but he is most impactful coming forward. Even going back to Penn State, looking at his tape, looking at him attack the quarterback and the running back from the linebacker position, if that's what you really want to do, I'm okay with a mix-up, but here and there on the A and B gap blitz, I'm fine with that. But what I'm saying is that however you play Micah Parsons has to be coming forward. That's where you're going to get the most impact, and that's how he's going to impact the game the most.
Yeah, I knew he was going to spend a lot of time on Parsons, man.
No, that's agreed, man.
But to OC's point there, coming forward, you got to have a different type of set of mentality from your guys from the interior. Can they do two gap, or you want to let them do the one gap exchange? What do you want them boys to do to have that alleyway cleared for Parsons to come through that middle? Can you elaborate?
Go ahead.
Go ahead, OC. He asked you, OC. I'm sorry.
Okay, no. All I was gonna say is this real quick, and then I'm gonna kick it to Akoye. I wasn't impressed with Brent Urban. I seen him getting put on some skates. Right, that first game against the Bucks. All right, so I wasn't impressed with him. Okay, to me, we need Gallimore back ASAP. We need Tristan Hill off IR. We need to get some of these young tackles that can gap penetrate and force down blocks, because to me, these boys on the inside didn't do a good job the first week. We did a better job week number 2, but what I'm saying, we didn't also the elite offensive line. So you also got to really gauge these games based on level competition, because they played against a Super Bowl winning offensive line and they got handled on the inside. We don't play another really great team that made the playoffs until we get to week 11 with a. But I'm saying we need some more push on the inside, and I'm not fully impressed with those boys and how they played week 1. Akoye, I'm gonna kick it to you, but that's my thoughts.
We usually right on the money with each other, OC. But I gotta disagree, man.
All right, hit me.
We're top 10 in run defense. We're number 9 in run defense right now. And Brett Urban, Osa, Bohanna, they wasn't brought in to pass rush, bruh. They was brought in to stop the run, and that's exactly what they did. Now, if you want to say Gallimore and Tristan can play that 3-tech in the big nickel on third downs, yeah, because they upfield guys from that. They come from a regime where we like to get upfield. We didn't do no 2-gapping, and we paid for it with guys like that. Tristan played well trying to 2-gap last year, so I'm kind of mad about that. But he was taking a beating in there inside, trying to play it out of his character. So putting Tristan at that 3-4 defensive end, maybe that works for us. Same thing with Gallimore, because neither one of them are 1-techs. That we could do that, like a Casey Hampton type guy. We could do that, no problem. But I disagree about the level of play that the guys play inside, because the way 3-4 teams play, and we got more 3-4 interior men than we do 4-3 at this point. And the way 3-4 is predicated, you usually don't even know who those guys are in there, because they're doing a lot of what you call defensive holding, so that Micah and the guys that we want to run free can run free. So
I'm talking about the 4-3 though, Akoye. I'm talking about the 4-3 and how they played on that 4-3.
But we got 3-4. I'm saying they might have played 4-3, but they're 3-4 personnel players. See what I'm saying?
Okay.
They might play 4-3, but they play like they 2-gap. They holding their blocks up. They're just soaking up blocks. That's all they're doing. Even when we played in the nickel, that's what they were doing. They're soaking up. There's one play in particular where Fournette run up the middle. Jalen got a hit on him, got a crack on him. You got another play where Parsons and Kurtz got a tackle in the backfield out of the nickel, right? But the only reason they got that is because linemen could never disengage what was happening up front. They had to double Urban and Osa all game, and Bohanna when they was out there. So they could not disengage or just what they call scrape and combination block, scrape off of him and get to the second level. They didn't have time to do it because they had so much trouble dealing with the guys that was right in front of them. Osa took a guy on the goal line, I think number 65. He took him to the ball carrier and tackled Fournette with that man. Osa did that. So, like, the way they played. Now, did they get pressure? Nah, but they're not asked to. Because the way they play, they're asked to soak up blocks. So depending on what's called, I mean, that's iffy for me. Like, I don't think Brent Urban is ever going to get you pressure. If you brought him here for that, when you think of Brent Urban, think of the Super Bowl winning Denver Broncos and that dude, what's his name, Derek Wolfe?
Derek Wolfe, yeah.
Think Wolfe.
Yep, Derek Wolfe.
Wolfe ain't no pass rusher. Wolfe is a dirty work guy. Brett Urban is a dirty work guy. He ain't no pass rusher. He's what you wanted Tyrone Crawford to be. A dirty work guy that can get in there, fill in, play multiple positions interior, and do it well. That's what Brent Urban is going to be asked to do. He's not going to ever be asked to be a pass rusher. If he ever get any sacks, it's going to be because those guys on the outside chased him up into the pocket, right into their hands, the same way LV got his sack. It ain't going to be because he's a pass rusher.
All right, listen, a good debate between you boys. I'm going to switch the subject real quick. Y'all check this out because this is very important to me. Y'all listen up.
The thought process was, I think Cowboys fans aren't the play it safe type, so I was going to give them what they wanted, come after their ass on punt rush. So I hope they're happy with it. because we came after him. It's kind of the mindset going into the game that we're gonna come after this football, and you can sure debate everything, but I'm still not so sure that we actually roughed him. The thought process was, I think Cowboys fans aren't the play it safe type, so I was going to give them what they wanted, come after their ass on punt rush. So I hope they're happy with it.
Dumb aggression. Dumb aggression.
Go ahead, OC. And
No
listen,
further comments.
No, you got. I got to kick it off to you because
I
see,
get my thoughts next.
yeah, you next,
Go
Law.
ahead, go ahead.
Let me say
Dumb
this
aggression.
first. Let me say
I'll
this
finish on this
first. Let me say this. Yeah, I'm gonna be first on this one. All right. Couple of things. Number one, I'm wearing U of H today. I play special teams. There's two type of punts: safe punt, block punt. Okay. Safe punt is for game situations to where you know it'll be dumb to go after the punt. The OC said yesterday, he threw out a major conspiracy theory. This shows it was true. He said, and I quote, that the flow of the game was showing that we was in control. And Fossil wanted to do something to make himself relevant in that game. Now, it sounded like conspiracy theory until he started talking. Now you can go ahead, OC.
He started talking about the fans. Why are you thinking about what the fans want?
Bruh.
Idiot. Why are you thinking about...
Bruh.
Excuse me. Sorry. I'm saying just silly, right? Why are you thinking about that?
Bruh.
4th and 15. It's 4th and 15.
Correction.
Man.
4th and 20.
I'm sorry. 4th and 20. My bad. 4th and 20. Even worse. Even worse. And you are gonna attack the guy, and you got him pinned deep in near their own end zone. You gonna attack him and rough the punter?
Bro.
Like, what are you doing?
And we was in control of the game.
And it's all about you trying to get some shine and you massaging your ego because you felt like the defense was doing good. You saw the offense doing good. Oh, I got to do something to get him on the map. I'm Fossil. I made a great call. We blocked the punt. So what are you doing? I'm sorry. Ridiculous.
Ego. Law.
Yeah. Now, this is the thing. If we block the punt, we like, oh yeah, great move, great situation. I know, I get it. I got hit left and right with that. A lot of people said, hey, if he had blocked, if it was a fifth, we all be drunk.
Right.
Now, this is the thing. At the point of the game, like you said, there was no time to do that. Now, if you want to be aggressive, that's like whipping your meat out on the first date. You know what I'm saying? Said, hey, I'm Big Daddy. You gonna like what you're seeing right now. That's the big aggressive move. But you don't pull it out halfway. You whip it all the way out. And then if she like it or she's not. Hey, that move worked. But you can't be halfway showing it. This is the point. If you're going to block that kick, don't send 10. Send all 11 of them. Hey, boss, you know what I'm talking about. If you want to block that kick, you send all 11 of them. Don't send just 10. Let me know, boss. Let me know, OC. If you want to block, send all 11.
And remember, you're listening to nothing but the best. Let's go.
God,
But don't be sending me 9 or 10 and then running to the kicker, giving the ball back to the Chargers. They score a touchdown. That thing would have been crazy. You get the ball back to Dak Prescott. You play punt, protect at that point, and then you get the ball to Dak Prescott and deal the ball down the field. But no.
Hey, Akoye, I gotta hit that button one more time, bro. Hold on.
Go ahead,
let's do it again. And remember, you're listening to nothing but the best. Let's go.
Damn.
I'm LD, baby. You can put in the name for LD. You already know what LD is. Long daddy. I'm long daddy. I'm putting it out.
Yeah.
I'm dying over here, bro. I can't handle it. I can't.
There's no penalty with me, baby. There's no penalty. She gonna be like, okay. I'm gonna score. But don't halfway pull it. You gotta pull it all the way out, baby. Let's go.
Okoye, go. Go, Okoye.
He gonna get me three. Listen, man. I'm Law, you out of pocket, fat. Are you crazy, man? I'm alone on this one because I don't understand. I don't understand, right? Why we mad at a man for doing what you're supposed to do as a coach? You can't be mad when we don't take chances, then mad when we do. He took a chance. Now, if he had taken a chance in their territory, and then that's different. He took a chance when they were back up against it. So for me, do I like the way the play went? No, obviously not. But I will take that. I'll take that because we don't say nothing when Bill Belichick. We don't say nothing when Bill Belichick do it. Bill Belichick turns his special teams into a weapon. So do the Saints. Their special teams play is a weapon. It's not just we go out here and catch the ball, kick the ball. They are weapons. So if you can find ways throughout the season to sneak points via special teams, you got a winning formula. But that only happens when you take chances. If you're not taking chances, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take. So at the end of the day, he didn't tell the guy, hey, go run into the kicker. He told him to block the damn punt. Now, if he'd have blocked the punt, like I said, it would have been cool. If he would have almost blocked the punt and not touched the kicker, we would have been okay with it. We're not okay with it because the player got blocked into the punter. That's the only reason we have a problem with it. And that was a bad call on the ref's part, not a bad call on Bones Fossil. I like Bones Fossil. I like a guy that's going to take some chances. And how do you get from the mail room? Y'all mad at him for having ego. How do you get from the mail room to the CEO position? You don't get it by opening goddamn mail and delivering mail. You get it by being ambitious and doing something outside of the norm, right? So when you got guys that's like that on your team, I don't mind it. I don't got a problem with Bones Fossil because of that. I got a problem with us not making kicks last week. I got a problem with some of the special teams players. I got a problem with them running into the kicker. I ain't got a problem with Bones Fossil calling a play that I said this when we were watching it. If we would have went up another touchdown right then and there, we break their back. Now, if you were to say, hey, we threw an interception there that got them back in the game, yeah. And we had that punt.
Yeah. Man.
Yeah, we got to fight you on this and the floor. Yeah.
Y'all can rumble me down to the ground on that one. But if he would have, let me ask y'all one question, then y'all can rumble. One question to all three of y'all.
Okay.
Is he an idiot if we block the punt? Is his ego inflated?
Yes.
If we block the punt?
Yes. He's an idiot.
He's still an idiot.
Y'all lying.
Still.
No. I'm gonna tell you why. I'm gonna tell you why.
Hold on. Let me say who gonna go first. Law first. OC. Then me. Law. You got it.
First of all, you get out of the mailroom to being where you at by being the son of a coach. On the second thing is, I'm not trying to sully or denigrate him, but I'm just saying, I'm just putting out that for crying out loud. But the other thing is, it's a lot of times we see a kid that's running out of the end zone, and we say, no, stop, no, what the hell are you doing? No, go, mother sucker, score. We've seen that happen before, right? But with John Fossil being aggressive like that, I'm sitting here saying that I got 100, like my granddaddy used to say, $160 million quarterback, the MVP of this particular team, with 2 minutes left on the clock. You play punt protect. You give the ball in the hands of Dakota Prescott. You up by 3. You let him march down the field to score and give the ball back to them for the second half of the game. Don't do that. It was being too risque to me. I'm not saying that, hey, Barry Bone Fossil, Johnny Bones forward, but what I'm saying is use collective reasonings. The reason why Bill Belichick got the longitude and the latitude to do those crazy things, once and foremost, he is the head coach over there, and he got actual grains of salt in the game.
How Harbaugh get his job? With the Eagles. How he get his job? Same way.
Oh yeah, same way.
That's what you got to do.
I'm not putting Johnny Balls and Harbaugh in the same sentences there, though.
How Dick LeBeau get his job? Same way.
The only thing I'm gonna say about this.
Dick LeBeau was a risk taker. Why is Troy Polamalu?
You naming some legends, man. You naming some legends,
Troy
man.
Polamalu great. Nobody said nothing to Troy when they were like, why the hell he lined up in the C gap? Why Troy Polamalu just walking around doing whatever he wants? Now we love him for it. But
same way with Ed Reed. Yeah, but
exactly.
Well, Troy Polamalu was a once-in-a-lifetime safety, okay? So was Ed Reed, all right? Is Fossil a once-in-a-lifetime special teams coach? Absolutely not, okay? So look, here's the deal on that, though. Check it out, man. And no offense to nobody on this. Check this out. The right play call is always associated with timing and judgment. And so I like being aggressive. I like attacking that punt, but I don't like when he did it.
Yeah.
And so when you talk about Bill Belichick and you talk about a lot of the quirky things that he's done and it's worked, it was backed up with film study, setting people up.
They got
okay, and it was based on doing it at critical times in the game when you needed to do it. It was not a critical time in that game where he needed to take that risk. It was an unwarranted risk. And that's the part that I don't like. It was that his judgment, in my opinion, his judgment was not good on making that call when he made that call. And that's all I can say about it, bro.
But so let me ask you, do you love when Kellen Moore call reverses when we get to the 30 every time?
No.
You love that?
No.
I don't either. He called reverses every time we get to the 30. Nobody speaks on that. But I'm saying, like, when he does it, it's the same argument. It's when he does it, which is every game when we get to the 30, he start getting cute. So
and we give him his lumps, baby. But we give him his lumps. Just like I give him his lumps. Yeah.
Listen, my turn. So
I heard people talking about head. They saying head coach. He should be a head coach.
Because I see what's going on. And listen, everybody know when I put on these glasses, I'm seeing it real clear. These are clear. All right. So I know what the breakdown is. See, Akoye, I watched my man. I see you, Law. I see you. I see you, Law. Hold on, y'all. Let's show Law some love, man. See, my boy Akoye. If you went for the punt, I probably wouldn't have a problem with it. You know why? You expressed your reasons. The reason why I got a problem with him is because he expressed his. I didn't know that you were silly. I didn't know you were silly until you open your mouth, Fossil. You see what I'm saying?
That's called.
See, when he said no, but see, hold on, Akoye, your reason and his reason are totally different. See, you said being aggressive. I can rock with you because you are an aggressive guy. I watch your films. You let your nuts hang. You call Cox Derwin James. You know what I mean? That's how you are. You're not afraid. You know what I mean? To say what you think.
Right.
But then you taking your logic and you putting it with a guy that don't have your logic. You know what I'm saying? He said, bro, he said it's for the fans.
No. We all understand the joke. Law just said he LD. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
We all understand the joke. We know jokes. I don't think he was serious when he said the fans. I don't think he was really sitting there on the sideline.
Okay,
like, the fans are going to love me for this. I think he said that because he's not going to say, hey, we watched on film that these guys like to line up heavy to the right, and we thought we had an opportunity here. Because guess what? The next team ain't going to do. What the hell he just said. So you don't give up the tape. You got to say something else. You know what I mean? They're not going to give up tape. So I didn't have a problem with it. I thought it was more of a deflection and a joke rather than I'm really sitting on the sideline hoping that the fans love me.
That's fair.
Think he really. I don't think that's what he meant.
That's fair.
And to your point, when he made the joke and he laughed at the joke and nobody else laughed, you know, that was like, hey,
he was just
should no longer joke now.
Yeah.
Because he did laugh. He like, ha, 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 and everybody was like,
I ain't like the joke. It's just me. You know what I'm saying? Like, it ain't funny, bro. You could have blew the game. Shit ain't.
That's why it was a perfect joke, because the Cowboys fans is a tough crowd, man.
Yeah, we are,
we
bro.
Hate everybody.
Yeah.
Let's just like look at the reality here. Like the Cowboys fans, this is the only place where we have so many fans and we got so much hate to give that we ain't even got to give it to another team. I ain't never argue. We argue, not us, but I'm saying on Twitter.
Right.
I watch more Cowboy fans argue with other Cowboy fans. I don't even see no Giants fans or no Redskins fans. I live in Philly. I get more love from Philly fans than I do Cowboys. Well, no, I'm lying there. Cowboys fans love me, but I'm saying in person, Philly fans that come up to me don't hate on me. They say they like what I do.
Right.
So it's
fact.
That I should be arguing with these guys. They don't argue. My man that was just in the car before I dropped them off. They don't argue with me. They don't argue with what we talk about. I argue with more Cowboys fans than any other fan group. And Cowboys fans argue amongst each other. So we a tough crowd, man. Yeah, that's all he was. He was bringing levity to that idea. I don't think he was saying, "Hey, I hope the fans love me." So I mean, obviously some ego in it. Who don't want to do a good job and make a name for themselves? If you don't want to do that, I personally don't want you on my field or my sideline. Get the hell up out of here. If you want to just come here and just play, get the hell up out of here. I want you to take chances. Now, if you take, Parcells used to say, don't fight in my game, but if you fight, you better win. Are you going home? See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He say that. I'm the same way. Like, don't mess up. But if you do it taking a chance and I understand why you was doing it, or I understand what would have happened from it, I'll eat that. I would eat that. I eat it when Kellen Moore throw the ball when I rather him run, just like I ate it when Dak checks out of passes. He checks out of runs and passes the ball. I'll eat that if that's what you're doing.
But you know what? But you know what? The difference is, like with Parcells, if he was at that presser and that media reporter would have asked him that, he would have stared the media reporter down.
Right.
And he would have said, what the hell you thought would happen on that play? Did you see my player get blocked into that kick? And they wouldn't even ask him that question.
Right.
Because Parcells know how to control the narrative.
True.
He knew how to control the room. He bullied the hell out of most of the Cowboys media. We didn't start getting fluff media until Wade Phillips got out there.
Parcells Parcells wasn't the tuner when he was like 30. He ain't become the tuner until he had to get some age under him. You know what I'm saying? Bones Fossil, a young boy. He don't got it yet.
Yeah. Bones need to chill, man.
Just like you see what they say when the Belichick coaching the Browns ain't the Belichick coaching New England. They was two different. Belichick used to actually smile. I said, this dude used to smile for the Browns. This dude don't smile at all. You know more.
You see that doc?
Y'all check this out. I do got to get back to that super chat because he asked the question.
Go ahead.
He said,
I'm home
versus
now too,
the Philadelphia Eagles, do we run or pass? Now, I'm going to start this off.
Y'all go ahead and start it off.
I'm going to start it off.
On my computer in a second. Give me some time. Buy me some time.
I got you.
All right.
My answer to that is I'm still breaking them down. Okay? I don't want to rush my answer without fully going through the film. But from the limited games that I saw and for what I know about their injuries, I think we should be a mixture of both, but especially go at them vertically. I think that's where they're a liability. You know, I think we should be definitely able to throw it this game. It's no Bosa's on that team. It's no killer pass rushers on that team. I still would help Steele, okay? Because I'm going to be honest about Steele. Steele's game was helped by Kellen Moore, okay? Mm-hmm. Kellen Moore play calling helps Steele. When you running the ball and you getting the ball out and you doing it, that kept Steele from being exposed. So in this game, and I'm speaking way too early without fully breaking them down, they would be broken down tomorrow. I promise you. Okay. I will break them all the way down. But my initial gut is leaning more pass than run this game.
Let me say this, boss. They designed to stop the run. They got Cox. They got this Hassan kid, Javon too. Those boys are designed to stop the run. They got big meat inside. So you're not going to just sit up there and try to run through the middle. Now, you can do some play actions, what have you. But we just seen like the 49ers. They had to get comfortable passing the ball because their mindset was they're going to come in there to run the rock. And the Eagles matched their tenacity, and it was one of those situations where they couldn't penetrate like they wanted to. So this game should be a mixture, but this will be a game that Dak Prescott throw north of 300 yards because the passing will be available.
Yeah, so what I've seen, guys, I'll go ahead and give my 2 cents about this. And it's really clear, man. They do have some weaknesses at the corner and safety position. In particular, some of these corners are susceptible to the double move. So I want to see some double moves and get vertical on these boys and get big chunk plays. And I want to see you go into spread a little bit to basically force them to come out of that 8-9 man box when they tried to do it against San Francisco and attack the flats and get some zone plays. Get some zone plays going. That's what I think. I don't like the isolation plays because right now the offensive line is not as good as it was in the past. Talking about the Dallas Cowboys, I think that you work these offensive linemen smart, use their athletic ability, and you let Ezekiel and Pollard pick seams by running zone, stretch zone, inside zone. So then Ezekiel Elliott and Pollard are great at running with their eyes. Their eyes are tied to their feet. So they're going to either do one or three things with that zone. They're going to bounce it outside the tackle if our tackles can hook them, which Tyron Crawford, going to the left in particular, he can hook that defensive end, and you can bounce it outside and hit it up the B gap, or you're going to bounce it through a cutback, right? Because they can't cover all three. So that's how you attack this Philadelphia Eagles from an offensive perspective.
And it sounds like to me, all of us from the limited, because I'm early breaking them down, right? I'm early, but to me, all of our instincts from just watching the game casually, to me, is we all saying the same thing: attack these balls vertically. Am I hearing that right?
Right. You attack them vertically, man, because like I said, they're pretty good in the trench. That's what their mindset is about. Stop the run. And they want to force the pass, but they got the personnel as it relates to the front, but their DBs, they are subject to the double move. They are subject to being too aggressive, and that can bite them into what. And we got our wide receivers that can get upfield and do some damage.
Okay, and if y'all got any more super chats, let us know. We'll take those super chats while we're waiting on Akoye to get back. Once he get back, we'll get into the final words and the final words of all of us as we conclude. But I want to ask y'all a couple
here that super chatted.
Okay, go for it.
You want me to read them out?
Please.
I have JR. He says, "What's up? Push the line on the passing downs." And with all of our D-line, man, we will be healthy. So, yeah, that was from earlier ago. And then we have Jay Buck. Appreciate you for the $5 super chat. He was just giving a shout-out to Akoye and Big Cam with a $5 super chat as well. Hell no to reverses on the 30. Yeah, so they were just echoing what
they was hearing in the show.
Was talking about. Yeah,
gotcha.
Just give us some love and adulation. Appreciate y'all for the super chats over here.
No doubt. And, Law, whenever you got super chats, man, from your channel, you can – throw them in there, you know what I mean? And we'll recognize those. Okay. Just, because people trying to get their questions answered, we'll get them in. Now, real quick, I want to switch the subject real quick while we're waiting on Akoye, because I got some stuff built in us from us to talk about. Because when I was watching,
I'm in here.
There it is. Ooh, that boy look totally.
Look what them super chat dudes over there. Look at
Say that boy look totally different, man. That boy look totally different.
Lights. They turned my lights on.
Boy, you hear that sound?
I don't know where my glasses at though.
Hey.
I was looking for my glasses.
Mike sound good.
You can hear me?
Yeah.
All right.
You sound real good. Now check this out. Going back to your Akoye, just real quick, just to answer that question. Initial thoughts on Philly. How should we attack them offensively?
They banged up, man, defensively, up front, especially with Graham out. I think you run at them personally. I don't. I'm not a pet. You don't want to ask me because that's going to be the same answer every year, man. I'm more Parcells than I am Kellen Moore.
That's real.
That's just me.
Okay.
I like what Kellen Moore does, but I think it works a lot better. His trick plays work a lot better when you're able to pound on the opposition. I wasn't wrong the first week when I said we should have ran more. I just was wrong about who I blamed for it. I blamed Kellen Moore for it when really it was Dak checking out of those runs. But I feel like even if you run and it's a puff of smoke, those runs count because it's a war of attrition. If you look at Bosa in the fourth quarter, Bosa was gassed in the fourth quarter because we was hitting them early and often, putting bodies on, whether it was Schultz hitting them, Steele hitting them, Zach Martin was hitting them. We just putting bodies on those guys early, just slamming dudes. I remember Steele pancaked Murray, their linebacker, twisted his ankle. So I'm like, those plays don't happen when you're getting hit by the defense. So if you want to have a winning formula, period, you want to keep your defense fresh and off the field and keep your offense going forward. Now, of course, you take your shots, but those shots are a lot easier when you can draw the defense in by pounding on them. When they have to blow the box, whether they want to or not, because you're killing them up front, Dak will eat that alive. We try to spread them out and then create running lanes by spreading them out as if we don't have maulers up front. We're not a zone blocking team. We got maulers up front, and we got guys like Zeke and Pollard. We got two great running backs, two of them. If you're pounding early on in games with those guys, we open up the passing lanes. It's a lot. He'll start throwing down the field off naked bootlegs and stuff like that. What you got?
What you got?
I'm just saying.
21. What you got, Akoye? What kind of personnel? You running slams in the middle? What you doing? Outside runs? How you gonna run up against Ridgeway? Was it Hassan and Javon Hargrave? What you doing with Cox? Are you getting them on the outside? How you running it?
I'm running right up there. I run right at him, man. It doesn't matter. With Zeke, you know you're gonna run up the middle. With Pollard, you running off the edges.
Formation.
It doesn't matter the formation, but I just don't like when you run Zeke out of the shotgun. Personally, I don't. But if you're going to do it, you line up Schultz in the backfield like we did early in the game, and you run those traps in those games up front. But I don't. That's just me. But personally, I feel like you come out there in 12 personnel, 11 personnel, and you just smack them in their face, man. Early in the game, I don't care about I do care about yards, but I don't preach running because of the yards. I preach it because of the clock, and I preach it because of the pain that it inflicts on the defense. That is it. That is it. After that, if you want to save Dak, you run the ball. And I don't mean you save him because he's not throwing the ball. I mean, pass rushers don't want to pass rush after they just got a helmet to the shin or a helmet to the elbow. They feel that in the huddle. They don't feel it when they're running off and teeing off on our linemen. They don't feel that. They happy they doing it. It's they call that what you call that stat boosting. You know what I'm saying? It's stat season when they doing that. You know what I mean? When we're just backing up. What's the point in having a Tyron Smith and a Zach Martin if you're gonna have them backing up and letting guys run into them all day? That's wearing us down. I feel like you wear defenses down doing it, and especially if you playing Philly, you run the ball because we playing them early. You want to put bodies out there. I mean, I ain't saying hurt guys, but hurt guys. So they feeling that next time they see you.
Let me push back just a little bit. I'm gonna push back just a little bit. Just a little bit. I'm gonna push back just a little bit because the last time we played Philly, we beat them vertically, you know. But I think
they had bum corners.
Yeah, facts. But I'm just saying we did beat them vertically. And this the funny thing about this debate. Honestly, both of them right. You can beat people two ways. You got boxers, you got sluggers. You can be a champion both ways. You know what I mean?
Right.
But
true.
I can't never fight the true logic of what you said in terms of why you want to commit to the run. When somebody really breaks down all the reasons on why you commit to the run, it's not a sound fight against that because it is a lot of benefits.
I'm not saying I don't care how we score. You could pass the ball. You could throw trick play. I guarantee you your trick plays work when you smashing people in the mouth, though.
Yeah.
You guys play football.
Oh, yeah.
So what feel better? You ever been at the bottom of a pile?
Oh, man. Come on.
Don't that hurt?
A lot.
Oh, say.
Okay,
A lot.
you can't even breathe. You're suffocating. You can't sleep by the time you get back to the huddle. But when the dude passed the ball and all you did was say hut, and he snapped the ball and threw the ball in 2 seconds, you ain't gassed at the defensive line ain't gassed, and you ain't do nothing but stand up. You stand up and you touch a guy. Dak already got rid of the ball. You're saving them by doing that.
Okay, hold on, Okoye. I got to
don't
ask
do
you
that.
one more question.
They ain't even out of breath.
Being a devil's advocate,
Go ahead.
right? Just being a devil's advocate. When do you come out? Like, what scenario will make you say, Okoye, we should come out and throw on these boys? What is that scenario?
The beginning of the game, the first drive of the game, I do believe in the first 2 drives even. Go ahead and throw the rock. You established the run, but go ahead and throw the rock the way we started the last game. I was happy with. I just didn't like how we executed in some of those situations. I didn't like the interception or the fact that we didn't execute on that punt block. But the way we started that game, I'm okay with because I believe in getting a lead early. Whatever gets you an early lead, let your defense pin their ears back and roll downhill. And then I know for the rest of the game, we playing clock management. So we running the ball for sure after that. So if I want them to run, we got to score early. So I don't mind if you come out and you saying, hey, I'm passing so we can get a lead. And then we going to slow it down and smack you in the mouth with the ball. That's cool with me.
Gotcha.
I'm okay with that. That's the
We
one
on the same page.
me. You come out that way, I'm cool with that. I'm not Herm Edwards. I don't want you to just come out here and just run just to be running. No, it ain't about that. Score to put pressure on the opposing offense, especially when you got a young quarterback like Hurts out there who wants to run. If you want to stop him from running, the best way to do that is be up by 14, 15 points. See if he's gonna keep running. Then you might be able to extend some drives, but they're gonna have to throw the ball eventually if you were up.
Love
Okoye,
it.
what's your philosophy on Tony Pete and Pollard, number 20, with Ezekiel Elliott? You saw that was the first time
Not that long.
Seen.
Not that
I'm
long.
not finna say that, but I know. I'm like this because I know my dog Antoine somewhere.
You see Zeke
here.
face?
You know what I'm
You see
saying?
Zeke face at the bottom of the screen right here? He just as shocked as me. He like, you better stop that law.
I know, so I'm treading lightly because I know how sensitive this subject matter can
is
be. And I'm not
It's not sensitive. It just don't make sense.
It's very sensitive.
Wait.
You know, 'cause people, I looked at the chat box earlier. People were still saying, "Hey, we should have Tony Romo on this team." So I know how this thing go, Okoye. But what I'm saying
they
is
delusional. They delusional.
But what I'm
They
saying
delusional.
here
Losing for 25
is
years
that
do some numbers. It messed some people
against
up, man.
the LA Chargers, they brought out Tony Pollard on their first series.
Yeah.
Do you do the same thing on this drive? Do you say, okay, Ezekiel, you are the bell cow. However, we got this Tony Pollard kid that's explosive. He can run after catch. He can do a whole bunch of things. He averaged 8.4 yards per. How do you feel about the Tony Pollard situation in that first series?
I feel like I don't care when you give Tony the ball, just give him the rock. I feel the same way about Tony Pollard and Zeke as I felt about Tiki and Brandon Jacobs. I feel the same way about Kamara and Mark Ingram. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, I don't want a running back because of not only finances. Your running back not going to get 30 carries a game anymore because they would get that and then they would justify these inflated contracts like we got with Zeke right now. You got these contracts that's high, and then the guy busts a tire the next year because he's getting 400 carries a year to justify that. Larry Johnson, those guys. So I like the running back situation. The reason I said stop that, I don't care when Zeke gets the ball. I think Zeke is a second half running back anyway because when we're up and you want to smack guys in the mouth, you use Zeke. When you want to get up early, you use Tony Pollard. I ain't got no problem with that. I don't got no problem with that. My issue is the fact that people say let's get rid of Zeke because Tony Pollard is good. Did they want to get rid of Tiki Barber when Brandon Jacobs was smacking people in the mouth? No. Did they want to get rid of Mark Ingram because Kamara could run? No. That's how you spare them. You spare your backs when you have them. You have them in the playoffs and in the fourth quarter and late in seasons and in the Super Bowl. You have them because they're not asked to be that one guy anymore, and it extends their career. So it's the same argument. Do you want to be the king for a day or the prince forever? I think this way, the people who say Zeke is not worth the money, they're gonna get their money's worth because he's going to be here and be available for us for years to come if you keep these. I think 3-4 more years for Zeke. This is what that put on his career, whether it's here or anywhere else, by having Tony here. But just because, like we're like this. Hey, I like my youngest son, so let me kill my junior. Like, don't make that don't make no damn sense. Just because I like the next player, don't mean I gotta kill the player who was there before. Now we just got 2 good players. What's wrong with that? When we get one good corner, I like this corner. Let's cut the other one. Why are we doing that? Just put them on the bench if you want to. But we got depth.
You remember this, Akoye? You made some great valid points. You remember this back in the days when it was Fast Willie Parker and it was Jerome Bettis. And I'm not saying that Ezekiel Elliott is the Jerome Bettis because he's not 260 pounds for crying out loud.
He run like it.
But shoot, you ain't lying. But I like the way they did it to help that Steelers franchise win a Super Bowl because they gave Fast Willie Parker some inside, some outside runs. He kind of ran with authority like a Tony Pollard, for crying out loud. He was fast. But then Jerome Bettis was the closer. Jerome Bettis was the guy that kept Ben Roethlisberger upright. He was the blocker. He was the guy that finished. So I believe that the Cowboys, and there's nothing wrong with
laying guys out.
Right.
Cole, he been laying blitzers out for the last 2 weeks, laying them out. You know, so I agree with you, man. Like you 100% right there. And when you watch Zeke run, Zeke, you see all the cute stuff he doing right here. Zeke don't need no damn hole though. Tony can slide through a crack. Zeke will create a gap. There's 2 different types of guys. Zeke will hit guys where he get hit at the 1 yard line with 3 guys in front of him, and he still get 5 yards on that play. And it don't look like nothing. He just fall forward for 5 yards every time he fall. Tony is slippery, just like he got Bosa in the backfield. So they both complement each other perfectly. I don't have a problem with having neither one of them on this team. Now, the only scenario I would have a problem with Zeke in his contract, I don't care if the man get paid. Get your money, young boy. But the only issue I would have is if Zeke got hurt for whatever reason, and then we had another guy come in and give the same level of productivity. Then you could say, okay, well, we got the 2-headed monster you guys want, and Zeke's now been gone for 8 weeks, like the tank effect right now with Young on the outside. Okay, then you could start that conversation, but the controversy should never be when both these dudes is healthy. One of these dudes need to go, because when Zeke put up 150 yards and Tony get 80, I don't hear people saying, "Hey, let's get rid of Tony." You know what I mean? Like,
it's manufactured. It's manufactured controversy. Real quick. Now, let's get to one last thing. Come on, y'all. Bro.
What we talking about?
The weapons.
I don't know you ain't talking about this young boy right here.
Yes,
not
I
him.
know. Yes,
not the young boy who had to get a little pick play for his first touchdown. That's what you talking about?
Yeah. But see, it's the matchup, Akoye. It's the matchup. See, hold on. No, wait a minute. We're not finna do no fandom stuff in here, Akoye. There's a matchup issue, and you know it is.
I got some people to introduce him to.
Okay.
I know 27.
I know who
18.
Who? Yeah.
6. He can meet anybody, any of them out there in the middle of the field.
But what about 30? I love everything you said. But when I was watching San Fran, they was attacking the corners of Akoye. They was
you talking about 30? You talking about 30? That's what you talking about?
Yes.
You know what we talking about, Akoye. You already know this.
Philly. San Fran. I mean, Philly was attacking San Fran's corners, not the safeties, and they was lighting them up. Akoye. They didn't get the points out of it. We know that's coming.
OC got all the sense, man. OC, I know. OC a cold killer too, because you know when they say the most dangerous man in the room is the quietest man in the room. OC be chilling and just like he just give a calm nod. OC ready, but you know what I'm about to say here. It's on. You know logic, so I'm talking to you, OC, because you the logical one. I got to appeal to reason.
Me too, man. Hold on, what you mean? I'm logical too, man. What you saying?
There's only one way to get what y'all want. What y'all want is good cornerback play on the opposite side of Diggs. Are we all correct there?
Correct.
Okay, hold on.
Don't say nothing crazy.
We ain't the coaches.
He's been defending Anthony Brown.
We not the coaches, so we can't make them put Canada in there, right?
Facts.
The only way, there's only one way to get what you want. You either have Brown out there and they target Brown and he step up to the plate and plays well, which would mean I'm not mad.
Right.
Or you have Brown out there and watch him on film get obliterated, and then they gotta put the guys you want in there. So either way, I'm excited.
Okay, all right. I feel better now. Okay, all right. Okay. All right, hold on.
Step up to the plate, I will congratulate. I'll be the first one to eat crow in front of everybody. I don't mind.
Cool.
Now, if he don't play well, then I ain't got to say nothing because it's already going to happen. We're going to get who we want out there. If we lose the game or even have a tough game because Anthony Brown is trashing it up, I don't think you will see Anthony Brown the following week in the weeks to come, at least not in that position. I think Anthony Brown rotating with Jordan Lewis is our best option inside and candidate outside right now. And hell, if he get ate up, then what's the point in not putting Boss Man Fat out there when he back or Nashawn Wright out there if he getting ate up anyway? So if you're going to say, hey, this is what we cool with, we okay with our corners as a coaching staff anyway, if we okay with our corners getting ate up over there, then let the young guys take their lumps and see what happened. Or let candidate play and let's just see what happened. Even if they're not showing up consistently. Like Anthony is Mr. Utility. He's so consistent that he makes it. He was like Tyrone Crawford. So consistently okay that he makes it hard for guys that go up and down. So if you have a guy that's up and down where he going to give you some great play one day in practice, but the next day he trash, Anthony Brown is a guy that's like steady Eddie. So they keep putting him out there because of that. I don't like it, but I can't do nothing about it. I can't do nothing about it.
Consistently bad. Okoye, he's
Yes,
consistently bad.
he consistently bad.
He's consistently bad in big moments, Okoye. He consistently gets faded like a barber that got 200 clients. Faded, just straight faded. And I'm balling too. All right, you know what I'm saying? He's consistently bad in big moments, man. What he is, Okoye. What he is, Okoye. Hold on. What he is, Okoye, is a really good businessman. He's a good businessman because he knows. Yes, he is. Let me explain. Because he shows up in cap and shape. He's gonna work hard. He's gonna make some plays in preseason. He's gonna look pretty decent in practice. But then when you put him on a big stage, he's going like the toast that I made with my eggs this morning in my toaster. And so what I'm saying is this. I'm telling you, wait a second. I'm saying he's very, very inconsistent in the big moments. All the big plays, most of the big plays of Okoye get made on number 30. And so this is a two-and-done situation to your point, Okoye. But I'm going to your point now. This is a two-and-done situation because with this new coaching staff and the defensive passing game coordinator that was he's not going to suffer one guy to play consecutive bad games without probably benching him or rotating him. So to your point, you're absolutely right. So if they put him out there and he gets eaten alive, and he probably will, then now we ain't got to worry about it. Now he's a dime corner. He ain't even a nickel corner. He's a dime corner now.
There you go.
So, I mean, that's what it is.
But one more thing before one of y'all jump in there. Listen here, man. We just don't like Anthony because Anthony does not get interceptions. But to say that most of our big plays go on Anthony, I watch Diggs, who I love. Hey, when you go ahead and put that up there. Yes, let's give me all of that because I like Diggs. But I watch Diggs get ate up by McLaurin after talking some trash last year. I watched him get ate up by DK Metcalf last year. I watched him get ate up a lot. Pause. I did. But I'm okay with it because he gets interceptions and he takes his chances. Anthony's problem, he is not the big play. He's not the big play whipping boy, but they gotta score at some point. But I'm just saying, last week, I watched Diggs give up a pass to Keenan Allen for like 40 yards, something like that. We ain't say nothing about that.
What are you trying to say about
that?
What are you
Okoye, what are you saying?
Anthony Brown is a 6th-round draft pick. He's a 6th-round draft pick who plays like a 6th-round draft pick. Why are everybody so surprised? He plays like a 6th-round draft pick. And I'm okay with that. If you're going to put him out there, put him out there and give him help. They put Anthony Brown out there like he is a shutdown corner. That is my problem with it. They put him out there with no help. Why are you putting Anthony Brown on anybody's number one anything ever? Never.
When is enough? My question to you is this:
it's been enough for me.
Okay,
I've had no problem with Anthony Brown not starting, but if he's going to start, I gotta speak objectively, not because of no fans, not because of none of that. I speak objectively because he out there. So I got to say, well, how can this guy if you had a player who was injured, you got another player that got to play. You got to give him, you got to say, hey, okay, what can put this guy in the best position to win? So when I talk about Anthony Brown and I'm not like trying to kick him off a bridge, it's because for a 6th-round draft pick to come in and play as much as he's played, has he made plays? Not really. But he plays at the level in which he was drafted, which should be nickel corner, blitzing occasionally. He's a great tackler, and I got no problem with that. I just talk about what he does well. Good, bad, and ugly. I'm going to tell you the ugly. Y'all said it. He give up touchdowns.
Yes.
But so do everybody damn else on this team.
No, not as many. Not as many, Akoye. Not as many.
Don't make me do it again. I'll do it again. I don't like doing them because
Akoye.
It's making me rip my own players, and I don't want to rip none of them.
No, it's not a ripping, no, Akoye. It's not a ripping here. We're just simply saying that this guy is not starter caliber on any outside.
On that we agree. But we agree. But when I say that he's the guy that gives up most of the big plays, all these guys were giving up big plays last year. It was not Anthony Brown only.
No,
let me ask you this though.
But it's the amount. Akoye, see,
Daryl Worley
in
the Arizona game.
Listen,
I remember all of them. I watched them 1,000 times.
See,
I'm tell you, all of them do it.
See, hold on. I know exactly how to do this.
They just balance it out with turnovers on the other end. He don't. That's the problem with him. He balanced it out with good tackles. Against Tampa Bay, he was a tackling machine. I had no problem with that.
Hey,
I got you. Hold on, Law.
Go ahead.
Hold on. Go ahead with the super chat.
Keith Floyd said Akoye is on point. The DC is hanging Brown out to dry. So you got somebody that agree with you, Akoye.
Yeah.
I do agree with that, but the only problem that I have to counter that is that we saw it all naturalized all through training camp, all through OTAs and all of these things, that Boss Man Fat, Nashawn, Maurice Candidate, they was making more plays. When we had Barry Church on
that's a lie.
Barry Church said it would be
one
of those guys is true.
Okoye, do you like Anthony Brown? Yes or no?
Hold on. Nashawn Wright and Boss Man Fat was doing this. This is my point. This is why y'all want to know why Anthony Brown out there. I don't understand the candidate move. I really don't get that one.
Okay.
I don't. But when you looked at Nashawn Wright and you looked at Boss Man Fat in preseason, the reason Anthony Brown is starting is because both those guys had an opportunity to win the starting position. They both was doing the same things he's doing, which is getting beat barely.
What?
That's what they were doing. Nashawn Wright was getting his ass handed to him, bro. Go watch the games.
What games? What games?
No.
So was Boss Man Fat. Boss Man Fat was getting past those two. They were all doing the same thing. So they said, look, if you got two, hold on. If you got two young guys, hold on. If you got two young guys, I'll show it. But if you got two young guys who's giving you the same thing the old guy's giving you, you're gonna go with the old guy because he's
giving the same Akoye.
It was. They was more chippy about it. We was excited about them because we just seeing them. We ain't mad at them because we know they rookies. But I'm not coming at them. But Nashawn Wright was getting scored on, bro. And so was Boss Man. Boss Man was getting thrown on. Watch, Christian Kirk ate Boss Man alive on one play. I watched him eat him. And if that was Anthony Brown in that situation, we'd be like, get him out of here. You know what I'm saying?
But Akoye, let me ask you this though.
I'm going to do it now. I'm doing it. You just did it, boss. I'm doing it. You about to get the montage. I'm cutting everything else I'm doing off right now.
Yes, we want to see it because you not go come with it.
I never told a lie about it. I'm telling you the truth.
Oh man!
If Cheeto Awuzie didn't get hurt last year, and if we had Anthony Brown and Cheeto Awuzie, wouldn't you be banging on the table for Trayvon Diggs to get out there?
Oh, what, last year?
Last year.
Or this year?
No, I'm talking about last year. Cheeto Awuzie got hurt.
I never liked Cheeto at corner anyway, so I would be banging on the table, yes.
This is what
I wanted Cheeto
doing.
to be a safety a long time ago.
We banging on the table for them to get Anthony Brown out of there.
Yes. That's what we banged.
I'm just telling you why they didn't do it.
At least these guys can go through some growing pains.
But Law,
because we know Boss Man is hurt. Yo, go ahead.
Yeah, but I'm just saying it's not a shade thing towards those guys though. They really trying to help them. We don't know those guys, so it's like, listen, if you got a corner or a young corner who you feel like will struggle early, and you feel like he needs help for whatever reason. They watching him in practice. We're not. So if you got a young corner, you feel like he needs help, and you don't want to destroy his confidence. Keep destroying the guy confidence who y'all already destroying, and let these guys mature. Let them mature. If you look at Dan Quinn when he brought Richard Sherman in and Browner, they didn't start starting until like week 4, their first year. Week 4, week 5. He let them ease their way into the NFL. We don't have a situation where we're so horrible at corner that those guys have to play because we're losing because of corner. That's not what's happening yet. Now, if that starts happening, then we get what we want.
1,000 yards though last year. You are aware that Trayvon Diggs gave up north of 1,000 yards last year on coverage, right?
But Trayvon Diggs ain't those other two guys. I think Nashawn Wright is a guy that can deal with it mentally. Like if he starts getting beat, I don't know, but I don't. You coach different guys differently, man. Some dudes can't. They got a long memory. Some guys can't forget their bonehead plays, or some guys just can't understand the calls that we do. We don't understand what's happening. It may be like, he's big on communication. So if Anthony Brown might be doing something as simple as just knowing the damn play, it might be that simple. And the rest of them might not know the play. Boss man might be remembering his raps more than he remembered. And I'm not coming at him.
But see, Akoye, this is what's bothering all of us. What's bothering all of us is your tone, bro. Your tone is if it's like you're lobbying for Anthony Brown. And I know you're not. It's just we all are so out on him, bro, that anything that even sounds, and I know, I get it.
I'm giving you the reason he's there.
And I'm with you. I'm just saying, it's just to those of us who know we are play away from taking this defense to a whole nother level. We don't want to hear no type
we already at another level.
Yeah, but we'll go to a whole nother level, just like we went to another level when we benched Thompson last year. When we benched Thompson and started Donovan Wilson, our defense got exponentially better. I'm certain that Boss Man would not be converted on 9 out of 10 times. I'm certain. So it's one of those.
Boss Man hurt though.
But I'm just saying. Yeah. Oh, Nashawn too. I guarantee if they would have put Nashawn in the game versus Williams, he don't dive at the ankles like Anthony Brown does consistently. He dives at ankles.
The one thing we all agree on is that both those guys were drafted because Anthony Brown ain't the answer long term, right?
Right.
Both those guys were drafted because we feel and Cowboys feel that they're better than Anthony Brown, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
They're the ones that drafted them, not us, right?
True.
And they still decided not to start them. Why?
Right.
Oh, come on, Akoye.
Hold on. If they already know, like we know, that they are better and going to be better than Anthony Brown, and they still start Anthony Brown, that I don't need to know the details in between, what conversations was had or none of that. All I know is they ain't do it because they love Anthony Brown and they love losing. They ain't do it because they love getting thrown at. They did it because there has to be a reason.
Then
Same reason we were screaming for.
Why did they do it the last 3 years? Why did they do it the last 3 years in a row?
It's politics.
Because the last 3 years you had guys like Reggie Robinson behind Anthony Brown. You didn't have guys like these guys sitting behind Anthony Brown ready to go. So the last 3 years it made sense because who did we have available? Now you could say I didn't have a problem.
You had other pieces.
You did.
You had other pieces.
You had other pieces.
Like those guys, but we got hurt though. We was injured too. But Anthony Brown again.
Had other pieces.
Sometimes being available is all you need to do in order to stay relevant in this organization. It seems.
Yeah, put.
And sometimes you only got to do that. Ask Sean Lee. Sometimes you ain't got to be available.
Is Jordan Lewis better than Maurice Kennedy?
No.
From your assessment, from your evaluation.
No.
Why is he not starting?
Why is Kennedy not starting?
Yeah. Why?
Politics.
Thank you, Akoye. That's all we.
Okay, the truth comes
out.
The truth comes out.
Jesus,
I already know that. I said I don't understand that already. I ain't gonna lie. On here. It is what it is. Politics.
That boy good.
He's good.
You had a scared them for a second, Akoye. You had a scared them for a second, bro. Like,
no, Maurice Kennedy is honestly. Maurice Kennedy in training camp anyway was our best corner. Period.
Yeah. Right.
Diggs is our best ball hawk. He's a ball hawking corner, but Maurice Candidate is a Al Jefferson type guy. What's the dude name? Al Harris type guy.
Yeah.
Long, strong, and pause. Long though and sturdy, and his press coverage is second to none on this team, and we like to play press. I don't know why he's not starting, but I do know that the only way to get him out there is to keep throwing the ball at Anthony Brown's ass, and I guarantee you, Candidate will be out there. So there's only one way to get what we want, and I'm right. You ain't gonna get it by screaming at the TV. The only way you're gonna get it is if he get exposed on film. And if he don't get exposed on film the rest of the season, then we ain't mad, are we? So that's the lobby I got. The only way to get what you want is for these poster shots to keep happening while we have guys who actually can play better than him behind him. Then I think it will happen. We drafted guys to come and supplant him. I don't think they're trying to keep him there because they wouldn't have drafted. Now, if they didn't draft nobody because they said we don't need corners, then I would be screaming just like y'all. Then I would be saying, let's get him out of here, just like y'all. But the fact that they drafted guys that they're preparing, they're grooming to get in there, I want Cox to play over LVE. How about that? But I ain't getting that. So I'm like, hey, I understand why this is happening.
Now you're getting messy. Now you're getting messy.
Now you're getting messy.
I ain't messy at all.
I love it.
I like what you think.
I like what you said. I like.
I love it.
I like what you said.
How about LV up there? You know what I ain't seen yet? I've seen it twice out of three. I've seen it 3 times so far. You know what I ain't seen yet? You know what I have seen though? I've seen hold on. I seen Eckler on LVE do a rail route, get a reception and an extra 15 yards because of Diggs. Yeah. Seen that. I seen Gronk kill Neal on the sideline couple times last game. Did that. I also seen Gronk kill Parsons up the seam and get nailed by Casey. Killed that. You know who I ain't seen that happen to yet this season? Jalen. I ain't seen that happen to Jalen yet.
Say you messy. Hey, man.
I ain't seen it happen yet.
Hey.
He's the one who can't cover. But I've seen it happen to all the other 3 so far. And if it hold on. No, I wasn't finished.
Preach.
I wasn't finished.
Go ahead.
This is the point I'm making. Now. If all 3 of those plays would have happened to Jalen, we would have been trying to kill this man right now.
Preach.
We would have been trying to kill him right now.
Oh my gosh.
Those things happen and we just like, oh no, it ain't happened. They act like they ain't even see it. They act like they don't even see it. That's been happening to all 3 of those dudes. All 3 of them. Regardless of how good I think they are. I love it. But it's been happening. But if it had happened to him, Jalen ain't gave him a pass yet that was over 3 yards. But if it happened to him, we would ready to get him out of here already.
I love it. Excellent sermon. Excellent sermon. Excellent sermon.
Whether you agree or not, am I lying?
No.
He ain't lying.
Listen, when I say that, that means amen, preacher. Straight up, bro. Straight up. Hey, final words. Final words. And I'm gonna kick it off. All right, I'm gonna kick it off. Final words on me first. All right, we talked about a lot. All right, so I'm gonna try to sum this all up. All right, here we go. All right, so first, I am all the way for Micah Parsons being primarily a pass rusher. And I want to see, yes, Law, yes.
Oh, you can hear me, my bad.
Oh, no, you good. I love it. Even when people disagree, I love it. It's okay. And I want people to notice we agreed, all of us, and sometimes we disagree. This is part of the sauce. It's just what it is.
Yeah.
But I'm all the way forward, even if it's with less snaps, because the impact of a quality pass rusher is way more than a linebacker. That's why they get paid, period. All right. The impact that he had from game one, I don't want us to overthink it. I don't want us to think that, because the only person that had a debut like that was Bosa. When your debut is on the level of top 5 picks, take that serious. Give that a lot of looks to make sure it is not a fluke. Because if it's not a fluke, You got more than a steal. You got a deal at 12. That's more than a steal, because anybody would have called both the brothers, a super steal if they slipped to 12. That's number one. Number two, just answering this question real quick, because we did get a super chat. Just want to address that real quick as my final word. Do y'all think Darren Armstrong will be able to play in this week? Then next week after the Eagles, yes, he go play. He's going to rotate. And then third, I want to say, I think Akoye is 100% right. I think 100% that the Anthony Brown situation is going to work itself out at this point. So what I was hearing from that, because I was listening close as he was talking, I was leaning in. I was like, this better not be no cosign, but he wasn't cosigning them. He was just saying, calm down. It's going to work itself out. So, because people was misunderstanding him. They was thinking he was cosigning and he wasn't. He was just saying, listen, y'all, the writing is on the wall. Don't lose your blood pressure on what's inevitable. Just chill. And I agree with that. That's my final words.
So look, I'll go next, man. Listen, 80% of the snaps, Micah Parsons should be coming forward rushing a passer. Number two, we need to work the play action off of the outside zone with a little bit of inside zone. And I'll tell you why. Because if you run power football, it's predicated on your create movement. I haven't seen that from Batty Ass, and I've never really seen it from Connor Williams, right? And so what my thing is this: you have the tackles, even with steel, and I'm gonna explain this in a second, to run stretch and zone blocking concepts, because for Texas Tech in a spread offense, that's what he's accustomed to doing. You have a great puller lead blocker with Tyron Smith. So I want to see some zone action. I think that Pollard takes advantage of it. I think that Zeke takes advantage of it. They can bounce it, they can bang it, they can bend it. And I think that, man, we get a W against Philadelphia in our home, and it's an exciting game. Attack the corners on double moves over the top, and we make some big plays early, and we get on top of this football game and on top of this team, man, and we keep it rocking.
No doubt. I agree with that, OC. You want to go? You want me to go, Law? You want to close or you want me to close? Which one? I got you. I done talked enough. I'll go ahead and say what I got to say real quick. You go ahead and bring us home, baby.
Okay.
Listen, I know I'm a very disagreeable person. I get that. I get it. I know it's all in love. But good. I ain't slow by a long shot, man.
Right.
I watch it and I say what I see. I don't like no player no more than any other player, as long as they're giving me the film I want. I'm not here saying, hey, I want this. There is no one player that I love. I love good football play, and I don't see the number. Just like they say, some guys say, I don't see color. I see good football play. And when I see it, I say what it is that they do well. I say what they don't do well. So the like we said with the Anthony Brown situation, like I said, will work itself out. I'm misunderstood because people think that because I don't agree with the slight that you'll throw at a guy, that means I love the guy. That is not what it means. It means that what you're saying, may not be lined up with what's reality at this point. So I'm very practical with my approach to it. But I think that situation, we already know. They drafted these guys, so at some point this year, they will be playing. I don't know when that is. That's up to Quinn. And what I can say is, with Anthony Brown on the field, we gave up only 10 points in the second half that really we gave them to Tampa Bay. So one touchdown, I think, was I forgot how they scored. I know one was a pass interference on the game-ending field goal, and the other one I think was I forget how they scored the other touchdown, but I know both of them was controversial in my opinion. And beyond that, then we had a little situation where our kicker, and we had a situation where he gave up a bomb because KZ was on the ground, right? But without that, even with that, it was a solid football game. But without it, I think we still showed we would have held them to maybe 17 points as Super Bowl winning champion Tampa Bay. And then last week we gave up 17 points, only 6 points in the second half, with Anthony Brown on the field. So that was my point. It's saying Can we play well enough with this guy on the field to win right now? Obviously, yes, because we're all excited about this defense. So if that's the case, then I'm not pissed off because we're still putting out a winning product. And if that changes, then I get what I want, which is I get to play with my new toys, which is these young guys. So either way, I win. I don't have a problem with it that way. If we're winning with the bum out, I don't even like to say that, but if we're winning with AB out there, because some of these guys watch it, and they're human beings just like us. So I ain't here to disrespect you, bruh. But if we're winning with him out there, I ain't got a problem with it, bruh. I don't want. Do I want Boss Man out there? Do I want Nashawn Wright out there? You better believe. I want Reggie Robinson on the field at some point. You know what I'm saying? When he get back. So I want to see what they can do. But that's not the reality yet. So like you said, boss, you were right when you said that. Calm down. We gonna get what we want, one way or the other. If we get wins and he take us to a Super Bowl, he gonna get his ass up out of here next year. If we don't get no wins and he bum it up, we gonna get what we want right now in the middle of the season. So either way, I get what I want.
I gotta push back. I gotta push back. I got to push back, bro.
That's that man.
I got
word.
Marathon, not a sprint.
I got to push back, bro.
Final word.
I know this was the final word, but
the double final
Go
word.
ahead.
This is the issue.
Give me all the smoke. How you pushing that go to final word? That's how you know I'm disagreeing.
I just can't.
Final word. He said, no.
No, it's not the final word no more, bro. At all. Listen. It's a big thing for Boss Cowboy to actually say publicly that he drunk Kool-Aid. Listen, I do not drink Kool-Aid without first measuring. Shit.
Oh, I love that.
That boy got his glasses on.
I got to find my glasses, man. Y'all killing me with it.
Oh my goodness. You finna lay down the wood now.
It means so when I put these on, bro. It means so.
I believe it.
This is my only. This is because I love everything you saying with a little bit of a caveat. That's it.
Okay.
Is I know that Anthony Brown actually caused us to lose game 1. So the fact that they went 9 or 10 on him and 138.
No, they didn't, bro. No,
okay, I know what you're saying because I know some of that was zone. I'm with you because I know you're a film guy. I'm with you. I'm with you.
It up. Now,
no, it's not making it up. It was a stat, but I'm with you. I know how some of that is zone versus man. I'm with you.
Okay, thank you.
No, I'm with you on that. See, we both talking being fair.
He gave up a legit three receptions. Legit in the first game.
But
he gave up, bro.
It was noted that 9 out of 10. But you're right. A lot of times when you really break it down, it is not sometimes as bad as what it seems. It's not as good as it seems. But let me say this.
Go ahead.
For sure. People like him can cost you the championship. That's what I want to be very clear on. Because in 2016, go back to the Green Bay game when we was in the playoffs. We really had that game won when Heat got that interception. That's why I put on my clear eye views. What gave Green Bay the ball? Holding on Anthony Brown. So anything.
And Byron Jones also got beat by Cooks on the sideline. Got his ass spanked.
Yeah, but when you say stuff like that, it sounds like you're saying Byron Jones and Anthony Brown are the same level, and I know you're not saying that.
No, I'm saying if I say that Anthony Brown caused us to lose, I gotta say that Byron Jones had a hand in that as well. Correct?
I mean, you can say that, but we also know that was zone coverage, which you gave Anthony Brown a pass on, because that was zone. They was
Byron
in
Jones
zone.
only played zone. He was a cover 3 corner.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So if you giving Anthony Brown a pass for zone, you got to give Byron Jones a pass for that zone.
No. What I'm saying, and I'm not saying if it's in your zone, that's a reception you gave up if it's in your zone. What I'm saying is the passes that we saw that we gave him credit for was not in his zone. He might be near you, or he might be running in to tackle you because he's a tackling corner. But when you watch it on film, it looks a lot less less spicy because he's not there. Trust me, I would say it. I come at Connor Williams. I come at I come at Jalen. I come at LV. You know why you never see LVE pieces from me. You never see Connor Williams pieces from me. Why you think you never see AB pieces from me either? Because they're snuff pieces. If I put them out, it look like I'm disrespecting this man's craft because they don't do it well. So trust me, I watch it. So Anthony Brown, if he was doing that in these 2 games, I would be saying the same thing you saying. Everything y'all put up here from last year is accurate as hell. In the years before, that's accurate. And if he was doing that now, I would be screaming at the TV too. He's not doing that in these last 2 games. That's a fact. If he was, I would have said it and I would have showed it and I would agree with you. He's not. He is not. He gave up 1 play in this game where he missed on a hitch route. That's it. And so did everybody else miss a tackle too. So when Micah Parsons got spent on by Goodwin, did that make him bad this year? No, I'm saying this year Anthony Brown has not played like the Anthony Brown of old thus far. We haven't gotten a chance to see it yet. Now that bomb, if you want to count that against me, you can count that.
Yes.
But if you want to, but the other 2 receptions that he gave up were for like 15 yards on the sideline. Like that's what he gave up. A 23-yarder, I think, and a 15-yarder to AB. That's what we saw. Now those 2 that he gave up, I don't got a problem with you being mad at him for that if you want to be mad at that. But then you got to be mad at anybody else who gives up a 23-yard or 40-yard pass, which we've seen. So that's my point with that. This year only, Anthony Brown has not played like this yet. That don't mean he won't, but he hasn't done it yet. So I don't have a problem with it if we're giving our team a chance to win with him out there and they feel like, first off, I trust Dan Quinn because of everything else he's doing. I trust him. So if he's putting them out there, I don't think he's putting them out there because he hate everybody else and just love Anthony Brown. I think he thinks that's what gives him the best chance to win. And our defense is playing better with this kid on this defense. So if that's what he's saying he wants out there, I'm a rock with it until it ain't no other option. That's what I got to rock with. Now, if it's on film, I'm going to show you because I'm going to do it regardless tonight. I'm not playing. I'm doing it tonight. And if it's on film, I will be the first to tell you, hey, boss, AOC, hey, Law, y'all was right, I was wrong. Y'all know me. Law know for sure. I never got a problem saying I'm wrong. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But I've been watching them so that I can see if I'm right, if y'all right on this situation, because everybody's talking about it. And I would put it out if it was there. It's not there yet. It's not there yet. If it's there, I'm going to show you. But it's not there yet. He gave up 1 play in this last game that was like, to me, he could have made that tackle. But, you know, Williams broke his tackle and scored a touchdown on it. Other than that, he played a pretty good game. In the Tampa Bay game, he was playing AB. Did anybody think that AB was about to shut down AB? Did anybody think that was about to happen?
No.
So what we surprised about? Did anybody think we was shutting down Keenan Allen? Did it happen? No, he ain't get shut down. He had over 100 yards on Diggs. Okay? So did anybody think we was about to shut him down? I didn't. So I'm not mad about those situations because you're just limiting those guys. What we were trying to do is limit them. AB got smoked on a play where KZ was supposed to be over the top, and unfortunately that happened. But that's about all I can give everybody who talking right now. The hitch route, tell me a corner that didn't miss a tackle. Diggs got his helmet knocked off on 1 play. I ain't mad at that. Diggs misses tackles and hit a dude, got us an extra 15 yards. I'm just saying, if you would have took 30 and put them in the places where Diggs is at so far this year in tackling anyway, you would be ready to kill 30. Diggs has done some things where we like, boom, bonehead play. If that was Anthony Brown giving us an extra 15 yards on a play that up the seam, we would have been snapping on him. See what I'm saying? We ignore it when it happens with a player that we like. And that ain't, to me, that's not steady Eddie. That's not even kill. That's not me defending Anthony Brown because I like Anthony Brown. That's just keeping it a buck. I'm not going to say nothing different about anybody else. Like if I don't like something that Boss do and then Law do it, and I'm okay with it, that means I'm picking and choosing. I don't like something. I don't like pass interferences. I don't like giving up touchdowns. I don't like missed tackles. When anybody does it, not when the guy that I don't like does it. Get what I'm saying?
See, check this out real quick, and then because I killed your final word, and I apologize.
No, you good, man. I'm cool with it.
But
Law waited patiently.
I know. I'm sorry, Law.
No,
I
you're good.
I got to get this Anthony Brown dude out of here. This is the deal.
You just don't like it.
No, listen. This is where you gonna know I'm fair. I did a show literally right before this show. The first thing I said was, in the first half, Diggs was a Pro Bowler. In the second half, he would have probably been benched. Because I keep it real. You see what I'm saying? You know? And this is the difference between those two to me, and Jordan Lewis and the other corners. I'm going to just tell you from how I see it. With the other guys, they go, and I played corner, like Division I. This is expected to me from us. They gonna make plays. You just gotta make plays. What I feel like I see from Anthony Brown is the other side making the plays, and I don't see him returning on the play.
And on that, we agree.
Okay, cool. We good.
We agree with that.
Okay.
I
didn't mean to mess up your final word.
Breakdown. I said
I'm just
passionately.
passionately.
I said I want him to turn his head around and just make some of those plays.
Right.
That's what I want Anthony Brown to do. I
good.
said you be where you're supposed to be at. You just need to make some plays on the ball, and that's it. You know, I said that about him in my first ever breakdown about him. I said he got his hands on his first year or second year, I think it was. He got his hands on 8 interceptions and only caught maybe 1 or 2. But he had his hands on 8 balls and didn't catch them. If Anthony Brown would have caught those 8 interceptions, maybe his confidence goes up. Maybe we like him. Maybe not. Who knows? But that was my problem with him then, and it's my problem with him now. He don't make the play on the ball, but he can play the run, and he is where he needs to be most times, man. He just be right there and don't do what he's supposed to do. That's my issue with him.
Gotcha. And my boy said, Akoye speaking facts. Film don't lie, bruh. I got to get them out their feelings. I tell you what, I did a film breakdown on this. I did. And Akoye is right. On some people, it would look like a hit job. If you want to see my breakdown of the film, go to this particular video where I break down every time going back to 2016 they scored on him. And one of the things that was consistent is that he lost mostly to 3rd and 14 receivers. I even put their names. Okay, that's why this is a clip of that. So Akoye is definitely one of the best at film. Nobody go ever take that away from him. Nobody. Don't also insult us who also do film too. You know what I mean?
Oh no, never that. Never.
You know, I don't know you not. I'm just saying.
You talking about them?
Yeah, it's like it just sometimes we disagree, and it's not even really a disagreement. This is more so a different outlook on a problem. I'm heavy-handed on wanting them out. Akoye is like, hey, bro, it's gonna play out. To me, that's what you're seeing. Final words with Law.
Man, it's a great debate, man. It's a great conversation. Anthony Brown, I believe he was second in team last year in interceptions. He had 2 interceptions and 1 fumble last season. And I'm quite sure that Dan Quinn, when he looked at all of the tape, he said, hey, I can work with him. Remember, coaches elevate. That could be that's the reason why Anthony Brown is out there starting opposed to sitting on the bench, riding the bench. So my thing is, Akoye, I'm going to ask you this. What's the most important punch in boxing?
The jab, baby.
The jab. It's because what? It does a lot. It's set up for what?
It sets up your power punches and it works your defense. It keeps you honest.
Keep you honest. So the Cowboys, moving back to what we was talking about with Parsons, they better keep that Parsons as the jab. I believe he was set up everything for this defense. I don't look at Parsons as being the haymaker. You put him on the side and just let him fit to that side and rush to the quarterback. No. Keep the opposition thinking. Keep them wondering, okay, is Parsons going to cover the flats or he's going to be in the middle? What the hell are they going to do?
You don't know
with
what
this
he's
kid?
doing over there.
We don't know what he's going to do with it.
Thank you,
that's
Law.
why I like. That's what I like with that. Keep that mindset going.
You know what
Also,
D-Law doing over there. Go
we
ahead.
know it. Yeah, we already see what D-Law is doing. So that's the situation with these Dallas Cowboys heading into next week. Keep Parsons as the jab, and the jab is so important. And let this thing continue to build upon this. Right now, for the Cowboys heading into this 2021 season, we are ranked #1 as it relates to turnovers. Hey, excuse me, I saw with my natural eyes the New Orleans Saints being a team that was aggressive, taking the ball away from the opposition. Excuse me, I saw the Colts being the team that took the ball away from the opposition, and the offense was good enough to score and put up points. I don't think that we are removed from that. I'm looking at Dak Prescott, let him get his playing legs, let him get his mindset, let him continue to do the things that he's doing. Let Elijah Elliott do his thing. Let Tony Pollard be the jab on the offense. Keep the opposition thinking. Oh, excuse me. Look at this defense being able to take the ball away. We're looking at to the middle of this season, and all of a sudden, we all looking back. We don't know what's coming. It's the jab. It's the jab. It's setting it up. Oh, my goodness. Trayvon Diggs is taking it to the house. He's talking about your mama. He's talking about your daddy. Let's go put this thing into the end zone. Let's go, Cowboy Nation. That's my final word. Let's continue to keep the opposition thinking where they going to go with. They got Anthony Brown out there. Don't you know? Let's say this. If you are right with Anthony Brown under your film assessment, Akoye, let's say that DeMonte KZ don't slip. Oh, not DeMonte KZ. It was Jordan Lewis.
It was KZ.
Let's say DeMonte.
Jordan Lewis slipped. KZ bit.
Yeah.
Jordan Lewis slipped. Yeah.
Yeah, so let's say that didn't happen. DeMonte KZ stays on top of the rope and is picked off. Whole different game, right?
Exactly.
Can we all agree with that? Whole different game.
We just came off with 2 drives with 2 turnovers right before that. On first downs at that.
So the same thing happened. The exact same thing happened in this game. The past game, the previous game. Jordan Lewis was covering the inside guy. His leg kind of made the wide receiver slip. DeMonte KZ capitalized off of it and pulled the ball in for the interception in the end zone. I want you guys to go back and look at that film, by the way.
He did, yeah. Keenan Allen was on the ground.
Yeah. Keenan Allen was on the ground. DeMonte KZ came up with the pick. Those are moments in game that can change the outcome. What I'm saying is that when you have a team that's aggressive and being able to get the ball back to the offense, crazy things happen. I'm optimistic thinking that, hey, this team will get turnovers. It's contagious. We're leading the league in interceptions, leading the league in turnovers, basically. I can't wait to see how the full season go through, and I believe it's going to be contagious enough, just enough to get us wins. Let's go, Cowboy Nation. Let's get into the playoffs. Let's get into the Super Bowl. Let's go. That's been my time. I really appreciate you guys. That is the final word.
3, 2, 1, drop it. And remember, you're listening to nothing but the best.
Go Skrill, drop it hard.
Let's go.
It's time to
Final word. The final word.
The final word.
The final word. Man, loved it. Woo, fire ass show, man.
Tempo, can you keep up with my tempo?
Good stuff, guys. Good stuff.
The final word.
Good stuff, fellas. Y'all make sure y'all share, man. And make sure y'all follow Akoye. He put in some good work, man. Follow Law Nation, Big Game James. Go to their pages, hit that like and subscribe right now. Big Game James close to 10,000. Let's help him get there. Akoye, he's getting close to. Oh, he went over?
The final word.
Give him some more. Let's give him the 20. Let's get Akoye to 20,000, man. As y'all see, boys do that good work. Y'all stay up.